Ew. Welcome back. Sunday night. Ooh, this feels weird doing Player's Choice at night. It's been a minute. We were on such a solid schedule, the morning schedule, for so long.
Night shows used to be goated. I mean, I don't want to say used to be. They are goated.
That's true.
Goated,
that is true.
Sure.
Night shows usually do tend to be very interesting, nasty, fun, entertaining, whatever.
2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning shows, half drunk, talking about cryptocurrency. You remember that?
Financial advisor Dub. Yeah, of course I remember him.
Financial advisor Dub's a bad guy.
That night was a wild night for me. I don't know why I got my crypto bag, bro. That shit was crazy.
That was
Do you want to
very
pick
I was
it up?
awake watching you guys at 7 a.m. I was committed to the cause.
Yeah, Mars always been committed, even before he got on.
This was before you got on, Mars?
Yeah, I was just in the chat. I was always just arguing with people.
Mars, you hated me. I know you hated me, bro.
Yeah.
You did, you motherfucker.
Yo.
I didn't agree with you a whole lot. I mean, I still don't, but
he still
hate
hates
is
you.
a strong word. No, I don't hate Dub.
I remember it vividly now. He was always in the chat, always talking shit.
Dub was always making bad takes.
He said, fuck this guy.
Still is, huh? Aaron Butta already sent a super chat, said, just got 4-0 in all my classes. Let's go. PC heart, the hand heart emoji.
Okay, honor student.
Let's freaking
No idea
go.
what that means.
Bro, let's start the show off with...
It's grade point average. I don't know if you have grade point averages, Mars, but it's like...
So on a scale of 1 to 4, basically, 4.0 is the best you can get, typically.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you take like extra special classes, you can get above a 4.0, but really, you're a student, basically. Is what
pretty much you got straight A's. Like you got a 95 up in all your classes.
Oh, so Aaron's a nerd. Okay. Congratulations.
Wow, Mars. Ain't nothing wrong with
Mars
being a nerd.
is nasty. What's
Super
happening?
nasty. But I wanted to, before we even get started, I wanted to already start the show with the free feature. Can we please get the likes up? We just started the show. Let's have a great show, man. Night shows, like Euro said, always popping. Let me also recognize all the regular and elite members, the beautiful people who support Player's Choice on a monthly basis. We have Josh P23, Straightway, Georgia Elder, Nick T, Devin Mabry, HZZ9, Sacred Gaming, Joe Young, Bake, K-Dog, Odd Malik, Jagar's Underworld, MC Robinson, Kenyon White, Big Meech, James Goz123, and King J. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you want to become a member, because people have been DMing me this actually the last few days or last week, someone was like, how do I become a member? And if you use a phone, I realize the join button might not be there next to the subscribe button. So in the description of all of the Player's Choice shows, you will see a link that says become a member. You can click that link and it will take you to the page where it will show you all the membership things and the tiers and what kind of perks you can get at each tier. So if you just so happen to want to support Player's Choice on another level, go ahead and look at the memberships. But of course, this show is free. You just have to like the video and share it. Right, Euro?
Jay,
Yeah, but I don't think the message is getting through, man. 65 likes, 165 watching. The math ain't mathing.
It's crazy.
Math ain't mathing.
But we're not doing the J-Rob rule no more. I mean, it was nice when it was in effect, man. Shout out to you, J-Rob, man. That was definitely needed. And, it was effective when we employed it. But I think we're done with that, aren't we, JD?
I don't know.
I don't know if y'all keep.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They keep acting like this. I don't know. Dub.
No, they was calling me out in the chat like, "Yo, man, Euro be on it." Like, he wants to mute the whole show or whatever. Just get some likes. So I tried to, go the other way now. But
right.
I guess, yeah. I guess we own it.
They gotta stop being nasty. You feel me? Jay, you are doing a very good job so far. So that LD hosting might turn back to JD for me, but
you don't understand how much of a conscious effort I was making today. Of like an hour before the show, I just sat down and I was like, okay, we're not flopping today. All right, so I'm on.
I mean, I don't know. You came out saying that we don't have a doc, so that's an L host situation.
No, this is. This is how much.
Snitching is crazy.
I mean, he's not
is
he's not
wildin'
snitching.
today.
Actually, what he's doing is showing how goated of a host I am that I don't even need a doc. Guess what, chat? I am letting you run the show today. I'm literally just going to let you guys chat whatever you
putting
want.
off responsibility. That's what
He's
that
not
is.
letting you guys.
He has no plan.
Yo,
He
what
has
is
no
this?
plan. He has no
Yo,
plan.
I just
He has
literally
no
got back from a
interruptions, so he's
nice
big.
weekend, and I'm already getting slandered. So here's the deal, chat.
How was the weekend, man?
It was
Oh, my
great.
fault. Go ahead,
No,
JD.
you're
Go ahead.
good. Hey, let's. I
W
want to
host.
chat. I was just gonna let them know what the deal is, so that if you've got this far into the video, you could already know what's coming. Like you guys are literally running the show today, so if you don't if you don't show up to the live shows, this is some of the stuff that you can miss. So if you're here in the chat, I just want you to give us topics, stuff in the NBA that's going on, or that like you just want us to debate about. We'll talk about it, and then I think also I don't see why we don't just bring some people into the Discord and chat. Let's chat with some people. It's been a while. It's been a minute.
Yep.
But yes, and also just so you guys know, because we're a special episode, I'm going to read the chat. Like if you send a super chat, that gets priority, of course. But I will be reading the chat for these topics and categories today. So appreciate you for
Can we
sending
talk
super
about
chats.
the chatter that was talking about he almost lost his life?
Excuse me.
Somebody was like,
someone
"Hey,
sent a chat talking
PC."
about how he
Eli LeBron said, "Hey, PC, almost died today in a car crash. I've been my favorite podcast all year, and I appreciate y'all always giving me a way to escape my problems for a few hours. Love y'all." That's crazy,
Glad-
bro. Well, glad you're here, man.
Yeah, glad you made
Yo.
it, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That shit's a scary sight.
for sure.
especially
And
when
thank
you
you.
in a-
Yeah, go ahead, Dub.
Nah, especially when you're in a car, bro. That's one of the most people. I mean, it's underrated, but people don't understand. Like that's one of the most dangerous times when you driving. That's actually most dangerous. The most times where something could really happen. So always keep your eyes on the road, bro. Always be safe and always be careful, bro. I mean, the same shit almost happened to me like a few months ago. So just just pay attention, bro. I'm glad you're here, brother. It's a scary feeling for real.
I'm as well. I'm glad that you're okay, Euro. I'm glad that. Thank you for pointing that out and addressing that.
I
Love it.
got you.
Love
I
it.
got you, LD.
Okay.
Could have been your
okay.
job, you know.
LD, he was reading the chat. He was reading the
LD.
chat.
Euro, this is disgusting. How you're going? Okay, so you asked me before this. You asked me how the weekend was, so I was going to tell you how my weekend was. I haven't even started reading the chat. Like, what is going on?
Tell me.
So went just on a little camping trip. This is what we do at the end of every summer. We always go out camp for whatever 3 nights, few hours away from Seattle, and it's like my last little summer vacation deal, whatever. And then I don't really do anything until Christmas. So we've been doing this last 3-4 years. Just nice, relaxing. Get to kick your feet up, turn the phone off. I mean, I was being a little bit bad and turning it on here and there because, it's kind of just the nature of things that are going on. Can't be too disconnected, but for the most part, I got to just chill. Whatever. It was great. It was dope.
Is that
Cleared my
your
head for
method
sure.
of recharging?
For sure.
Just disconnecting from everything?
For sure.
Decompress?
If I can keep my phone off for an entire weekend, just feel like a brand new person. It's nice. But yeah, it was great. Thanks for asking.
Fire.
Did anyone else have a great weekend?
Went to Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah?
shit.
I made $1,600 on the slot machine in Vegas. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Tell me more.
Good
What's
weekend. I was playing Wheel of Fortune. They got like a slot machine, Wheel of Fortune. Ever go to like a high limit? You know, have like the high limit rooms in the casino. So they got like high limit slots. And bro, I put $100 in there and literally 3 spins. And like I got like a spin where you could like spin the wheel at the top and there's like the money prizes. And I won $1,600.
and you're just like, all
That's
right, I'm
pretty
out.
cool.
One time? Is it like a whole bunch of coins coming up?
Nah, you gotta. So like once it comes out, like they like once you if you make above a certain amount, they like pause the machine and like wait for an attendant to come. I had to give like my social and ID and stuff. I was so like in shock that I just hit for $1,600 on a slot machine that I like when the lady was asking my social, I had to like call my mom because I was in like awe that I forgot my social.
Bro, you keep saying 1,600.
Wow.
Do you mean 16,000?
1,600.
And they were
1600.
asking you for your social for $1,600.
I think it's like anything over 1,000.
Interesting.
No.
Nevada state law, whatever.
Nevada state
No.
law. I think it's over.
So
1,000.
so what'd you do with the 1,600?
Put it in the bank.
Okay, responsible J.
Took Shorty to dinner and then went to the bank. Simple, real easy.
Did she
See?
fly you out?
Nah.
Yo, tell me you're disgusting.
Yo, the flied out jokes is getting old, but the crazy part is, me and my girl will fly you out. That's the truth. That's the real truth.
I won't mind it. Fly me up.
That's fire.
But,
City boys up.
It was pretty cool though. It was pretty cool.
That's fire.
He said city boys up.
City boys.
Oh my God. All right. Let's start taking some questions. We got a super chat. Basketball related super chat from Brennan Irvin. Who's the greatest NBA player that's not from the US?
Like right now? Are you talking right now or ever?
I'm assuming it's all time.
now.
Brennan, if you're still here, clarify in the chat.
Hakeem Olajuwon, man.
I mean, if I would say I think it's Hakeem.
I mean, Tim Duncan wasn't born in the US, right?
That's technically the US, but he's St. Crucian. So yeah, I mean,
wasn't Kobe born in Italy?
Yeah, but he's American.
Sure.
It says not born in the US.
Well, then yeah, Kobe, I guess.
Kobe would be that.
Still Hakeem.
Well, yeah. It says who's the greatest
Hakeem
NBA player
over
that's
Kobe?
not from the
Hakeem
US?
over Kobe.
I think Hakeem's better than Kobe.
Mars, come on, bro.
Mars, where do you have
Come on.
Hakeem then?
What's
I'm
up with just?
answering
the
Why do you hate Kobe?
Here we
Bryant,
go.
bro?
I don't hate Kobe.
Oh
Bryant.
no!
I answered the question. I
You
think Hakeem is better.
Hakeem
than
is
Kobe.
better than Kobe?
I think Hakeem at his best is better than Kobe at his best.
In
Oof.
what aspect?
Oof.
Okay, so imagine Hakeem playing basketball, and then imagine Kobe playing basketball. I think Hakeem does it better. Than
And
Kobe.
what?
Is this
aspect?
Dell or Mars?
When
What's
you-
going on?
When you say
Yeah,
when you-
Mars is real nasty at nighttime. I don't know if I like this.
real nasty.
I just answered the question.
past his
The
bedtime.
question was best international
what
player,
aspect?
and I said
Because-
Hakeem's better than Kobe.
Who's a better scorer?
Yo, where is Bama?
Kobe
At? I
Bryant.
want you to say that with Bama here.
Who's a better playmaker?
Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's a better offensive player than Hakeem.
He's better offensive player. So your main thing is defense, correct?
I mean, defense is where Hakeem would obviously
Win by a
equal and then
landslide.
surpass him. Yeah. 'Cause
So
Hakeem's
Kobe,
like the
Kobe
best defender ever.
obviously clears him on the offensive side, and then Hakeem
He's a better
obviously,
offensive player. Yeah.
yes, and then Hakeem obviously clears Kobe on the defensive side. So what's the separator?
I think as a totality, instead of separating offense and defense, just as a totality, their impact on the game, I think Hakeem was just better. I'm going to take the best defensive player of all time. Well, of the last 40-ish years. A great player scorer, a top 10 scorer to me.
Yeah, but
And
I
then
also look at defense in terms of like what do you do on the defensive end. Like Hakeem was a rim protector, right? He was more in the paint. Kobe was a hell of a perimeter defender, Like I understand your point for sure.
He was a great defender for sure.
But I think in the perimeter, like Kobe's game as a perimeter defender is a lot better than Hakeem's was. I mean, but then I also understand, I think at the time, like dominant bigs and things of that nature. So, well, Hakeem brought to the table, that was an era where size did matter. So, yeah, I see both parts of that.
Yeah,
I
Kobe's
think-
a great defender.
But
I'm not trying to say
Hakeem
he's
wasn't the
bad.
biggest during that time.
No, he
Hakeem was
wasn't.
what?
So-
Hakeem's
so-
like what, 6'10", 6'11"?
So he was like literally he played the 5, but his body type for that era, he was actually a 4. So when you say like, size matters and stuff like that, he's actually at a disadvantage. And that proves that he was that much better offensively than like, his peers because he was just better on his feet. Footwork was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I
Passing
personally-
ability was crazy.
Yeah, I personally think Kobe was better than Hakeem. Love Hakeem, but I definitely would have to go
I
Kobe.
think when we're talking about the impact on the game, I think that obviously goes to Kobe
Oh, yeah,
Bryant.
for sure.
Obviously goes to Kobe Bryant. I don't think you can even argue that.
I
Wait.
think Hakeem was more impactful for Houston.
But I also
I think
too,
Kobe
man,
was more impactful.
Why?
for the
Because they had
Lakers.
Shaq?
Yeah, I think
No,
we
no.
use Shaq
Well,
as,
when
like,
I'm talking
the-
about players at their best, I don't think Kobe was at his best post Shaq. So I'm looking at
Wait,
what?
06,
Was
Yeah,
it- yeah, you're
08.
saying Kobe was at his best with Shaq there. And
No,
so if you
post
say
Shaq, after Shaq,
Post Shaq.
that's when he was at his best. Yeah, I'm looking at those years. I mean, as a totality of their career, I think that's where Kobe closed the gap because of longevity and whatever. I still think Hakeem's better,
But my
but at
thing
their
is,
best, I'm taking Hakeem.
But you said but I think at their best, if you think like at their best, Kobe three-peated. You know, that was the last three-peat in history. And I will say, like, I hear your point, but at the same time, like, Hakeem also was in an era where he was dominated by the Jordans of the world and things of that nature. And I don't want to use that as a knock because it's Michael Jordan we're talking about. But I mean, you know, when Shaq went out in that game in the playoffs and Kobe had to come in and be the guy that we always knew he is, like, you know, yeah, Shaq got the finals MVPs and all that, but I mean, Kobe still was averaging damn near 30 plus. Like I think Kobe at his best might have been better.
He's saying at his
best.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I'm not trying to deny. I'm not trying to deny that
yeah,
Kobe's
at his
great,
best.
by the
Hakeem
way.
at his best would be the back-to-back chips. No, I think when you
Kobe
say
at
at your
his
best,
best
is when
I
you
think Kobe at his best is when he
peak,
went to
right?
three
When you
straight.
win it all.
Nah. Kobe
I
at
think
his
Kobe
best
at his best is what 06 to like 08. I mean,
to
Yeah.
2010.
he lost in the first round. I think
Yeah.
maybe both years, 06 and 07.
I mean,
So
I think
I'm
I
not
go either
talking
way.
about just player success. I'm just talking about them as basketball players. And I think
I
what Hakeem brought to the game, I'm just gonna value that.
It's
over
because
what
of the rim
Kobe
protection,
Bryant.
correct? It's because of the rim protection, right?
Well, being the greatest defender of the last 45 years does.
No,
mean
it's not
something to
that.
me.
That's not what
Yes.
you're valuing. What you value all the time, and you say this, you say that rim protecting is more important for you
Yeah.
than perimeter
Yes,
defending.
100%. Yes.
Okay,
And
so
Hakeem is the best defender of
Do
the
you
last.
feel
I
40
that
hate,
way?
years.
I hate that argument.
Do you
I
feel that
hate
way?
that
Do you
argument.
feel
Hate
that
that
way? Do
argument.
you feel
I
that way
hate
in
it.
today's game too, Mars? That rim protection is more
Any
important than
any version of basketball, I feel that way.
I'll be honest, I think now more than ever, perimeter defense is so much more valued. Like I think now more than ever, you're going to see more guys like Marcus Smart, Mikal Bridges winning Defensive Player of the Year because of what the game is evolving into.
Marcus Smart didn't even deserve it.
What I'm saying, what you're
that.
using though to draw that conclusion is incredibly lopsided because a big, right, that hovers around the rim, 100% of the defense, or let's say 100% of the offense that's coming his way, like he has to rim protect. You know what I'm saying? And I think rim protection, by definition, obviously means you have to like reject anything that's coming that particular way. So once you're like you step outside or away from the basket far enough, it can't be considered rim protection. But what I would also consider rim protection is, for example, cutting somebody off or like forcing them into a dead end, making them change direction or maybe even pick up the ball. That's rim protection too, particularly when there's no help side coming. You see what I'm saying? If somebody's driving to the rim, I feel like that's rim protection. That's something that the bigs don't have, right? Because they're not guarding on the perimeter to even guard somebody, you know what I mean? And keeping them from driving. But guards do that, like the Jrue Holiday, right? The initial discussion that we had about this, going back and forth. This was probably like 2 or 3 episodes ago. We was talking about Jrue Holiday versus Giannis and who's more impactful or who's the better defender.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think that just because Giannis sits under the rim and he is like turning back everything that's coming his way doesn't mean that just because Jrue Holiday doesn't sit under the rim and don't do that, he's not a rim protector in that sense. So I don't see, just because it's obvious that it's lopsided when it comes to the rim protection. And so I don't see how you can make that as a point for Giannis to be the better defender over Jrue Holiday or just anybody, for that matter. Comparing bigs and smalls, that don't make sense to me at all.
It's not comparable.
I'll address what you said, but Aaron had a misunderstanding in the chat. When I said Kobe lost in the first round, 06 and 07, I wasn't saying that to discredit Kobe. I was using it to say that playoff success wasn't the reason why I have Hakeem higher than Kobe. It was just, I was using it to say it's based on how you play basketball, not how you succeed in the playoffs. That's what I was trying to get at. And with the rim protection thing, I think there's difference between rim protection and paint protection. I think there's guys who are good at around like 3 feet from the basket blocking shots. That's rim protection. Hassan Whiteside comes to mind. Rim protection, block shots. And then you got guys to me like Rudy Gobert who just lock off the whole paint. Someone comes into the paint, they're deterring shots. People don't even want to take layups on guys like Rudy because of the threat they possess. I think paint protection.
I think it depends on who. I think that comment depends on who you talk to.
I'm just saying they do it in the playoffs. They're not afraid. They're not afraid though.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid.
I know.
He said afraid.
I just wanted to use Rudy Gobert was the example. I could have used other people.
But
I could have just.
I'm still with you, Mars. I'm still with you. Finish your point. Nah, let's not listen, man. Let him get it off completely because I really.
Go ahead, Mars. Yeah,
go ahead.
With paint protection, I think for me, if you take away the most valuable shot in the game, which to me is now and has been throughout history, is layups and dunks. That's the most valuable shot in the game. And if you are taking away that for the other team or neutralizing it or stopping them from getting those shots, I'm going to see you instantly as a more valuable defender than someone else.
Giroux can do that too by cutting somebody off from getting to the rim.
Jrue Holiday's ability to limit penetration and actually stopping people from getting to the rim.
And also funneling them to somebody like Giannis.
100%.
That's also
Jrue Holiday assists Giannis being able to actually help.
Exactly, because he will know where Giannis is. You know, he'll 100%. Look over his shoulder and he'll see Giannis, you know, being forced to the top of the key by, you know, whoever his defensive assignment is or whatever.
I agree.
So knows how to handle that too.
Jrue Holiday 100% makes Giannis's life easier. I'm not going to dispute that because I think Jrue Holiday is the best perimeter defender in the game. But with with guys like Jrue Holiday, I think there's a cap on your value because let's hypothetically, if Jrue Holiday's on the team with no paint protection behind him, he had AD in New Orleans, he has Giannis, Brook Lopez now. His defense, even though he didn't intrinsically become worse on defense, it loses value when there isn't a paint protector behind him to help him with, because no one in the NBA is going to consistently stay in front of anyone.
That works both ways because
I was going to get to that.
Anthony Davis this year on the Lakers.
Yes, with bad perimeter defenders, interior defenders also struggle 100%.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was going to get to that.
So if it's a double-edged sword, so why bring that up as a point?
Because one person, paint protection on its own, to me, will lead to a better defense in a vacuum than perimeter defense on its own. Neither will lead to an elite. Well, I mean, I would say Rudy Gobert, but you clearly have an issue with Rudy Gobert.
But paint protection is also guards.
Yeah, guards limit penetration. Penetration on the perimeter is what guards limit. That's their equivalent of paint protection. But when it comes to actually deterring shots once people get into the paint, which to me is the most valuable form of defense, guards don't bring that to the same level. Which is why I'd say a guy like Kawhi Leonard, to me, isn't a top 10 defender of all time. Because my top 10 defenders of all time are all bigs. Like every single one is a big. But I try not to conflate perimeter defense and interior defense because interior defense is just always going to take the advantage because I think it's more valuable. But people ask me, so I answer.
That's something that I don't think is fair to do because what Euro is saying is perfectly right. Euro saying that, all right, technically, we want to talk about technicalities. The perimeter defender is doing that as well. The perimeter defender, yes. So in a sense, they are all rim protecting. In a sense, they are all taking away layups. So a guy who's at the same time taking away layups and forcing you into spots which is uncomfortable for you, to me, that should hold more value to you because at the same time of them keeping them from taking the most valuable shot in basketball, in your words, they're also forcing them to spots where they're very uncomfortable. They're also forcing them to jump shots. They're also forcing them to help on the other team where if they got a big guy down low, like all of that goes into one. That's one player doing everything that you value, but in one. So that's why
I agree.
So you agree, but then at the same time, you don't value that as well, which is why it's so confusing.
It's not that I don't value it. I think Jrue Holiday is one of the 15 best defenders in the NBA. But what I'm trying to say is Jrue Holiday in the NBA.
You value that more.
No one stays in front of everyone. No one stays in front of everyone every possession. In the NBA,
exactly. So
there's a breakdown in damn near every NBA possession. And the guys who protect the paint are the guys who plug up any gaps. They're the ones who, the breakdown happens. Those are the guys who are saving the day. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
That's your last line of defense.
And the last line of defense is protecting the most important place on the basketball court.
But
perimeter defense is great, but without interior defense,
think about it like a war, Morris. Think about it like a wars. You got your guys
front line and the back line.
You got your guys in the front line. You guys in the front line is very important as well. You feel me? 100%. Now the guys in the back line, that's the guys. That's the guys.
Commander Dub.
bro, honestly, bro, like you got
Lieutenant
the guys
General
in the back,
Dub.
You got the guys in the back who's sitting here, who's watching everything happen. But guess what? They're just there to clean shit up. Like you said, the last line of defense. They're just there to clean shit up, make sure shit don't go down. But those motherfuckers in the front line, bro, they the ones putting in the work in, bro. So you have
to work harder. It doesn't make your job more valuable. I'm sorry. That's just working harder doesn't make your job more valuable. It's just working harder.
All right, Morris. Mars. The guys in the front
The
line.
guys packing
The
boxes
guys-
at
the
Amazon
guys
are
are- the
working very hard. Jeff Bezos is counting all the checks. I'm sorry. Someone working harder doesn't mean your job is more valuable.
Mars.
Bars.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that part, only because I do think defense is a lot of effort involved.
No, I agree that defense is a lot of effort.
So you got to work hard.
You have to work hard. I'm not saying Giannis is just going around playing defense without trying. What I'm trying to say is if you're working hard on the perimeter, that doesn't make your job more
But
valuable
nobody's
than someone
saying
who is
no, Mars.
protecting the rim.
That's not what I'm saying. I used an analogy in a fucking war.
But yeah, that's
and then
because,
you're
like
taking,
you said,
you're
Mars,
taking.
they work-
He's
they go
taking
hand
my
in
words.
hand.
He's taking my word
Yeah,
and trying
I get
to
what
twist
you're
it.
You said they're working very hard, and I said,
I
well,
said that in an
that
analogy
wouldn't
of.
mean that
I
it's
said that in an analogy of a word, and I said putting in work. Putting in work
yes.
means that you're putting in work means you're very skilled. You're very great at what you do. I know you're from British. I know you're British, bro. So I don't know if you understand that. But that's what putting in work means. So putting in work means you really great at what you do. I'm putting in fucking work because I'm
Putting
really
in work,
bro.
I'm putting
So
in fucking
guys,
work.
those defenders putting in work is they are great at what they fucking do. It's not them because they're working harder. So I have to value. That's not what I'm saying. Don't twist my words into something I didn't mean.
Okay, so they're putting
Yeah, I know you're
in
from
work,
British,
but
Dub. Or
I don't get. I'm not
General
trying-
Dub is
I'm
tight.
not saying perimeter
General
defenders
Dub,
are
bro.
bad defenders. Like guys like
Sorry,
Drew
General Dub.
Holiday, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Smart, they're all very good defenders. I just think what they do on defense is less valuable than a guy like Giannis, Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, Bam Adebayo, those guys.
I agree. I agree with that. I can understand the point.
I could understand it. I just at the same time what Euro said, I'm just gonna repeat what I say earlier. When you got a guy who's literally doing all of those facets into one, you have to value that more than the other. That's all I'm just
Well,
gonna end it with.
I don't
think
have to, but
Because
I
you
think-
agree. Because you agree with it. You agree.
I agree that that's
what
all
Euro
they're
said.
doing. I agree with everything that they are doing. I
Perfect.
don't agree that I have to value it over someone. If you do one thing and that one thing is more valuable than someone who does 10 things, I'm still going to value that one thing. That's just how I am. I don't care how many things you do. If you're doing one thing that's more valuable to me, let me get that one thing. Someone can, if there's a store that sells me 10 things, and then I could resell that, and it sells for what, $500.
But when we're talking,
and someone sells one thing that I
but
could
when
resell
we're
for
talking-
$1,000, why would I sell 10 things?
But when we're talking about a guy, when we're talking about guys who are very great at what they do, as in Drew Holiday and Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Mhm.
all of those guys, both of those guys are great, probably the best at what they do, right? Correct?
Yep.
Perimeter defense and then interior
Mhm.
defense, correct? So when you got two guys who are probably in the same tier of each other, like you said, you compared the John Stockton thing and the Luka Doncic shit. You looked at versatility, correct?
I brought up versatility in passing.
You
yeah.
brought up versatility, correct? So when we got guys who defending wise are in the same tier, we have to nitpick. Now we have to nitpick their versatility as well. And Drew Holiday and his versatility is better than Giannis and his.
Well, they're in the same tier. They're in the same
whoa,
tier in the
whoa,
bracket
whoa,
of they are
whoa.
both the best at what they do, but they're not in the same tier as, like I said, in my opinion, the thing Giannis does and the thing he's the best at is more valuable than the thing that Drew Holiday is the best at.
Facts. I ain't gonna
So
lie. I gotta
that
agree with Dub.
versatility,
Mars there.
that versatility argument, I get where it's coming from, but that would mean you're equating perimeter defense to interior defense, which is what I'm not doing.
Yo,
Like,
are y'all reading the chat?
I could
Yeah.
say Andre Drummond
Nah.
is the best rebounder.
Dictator Mars versus General.
And
Dub.
then what the hell? And then I could say that
This guy.
KD is the best scorer because they're both the best in the world at something. Then I start looking at versatility, but no, one is more valuable than the other. So I'm not just gonna go down and say, oh, it's 1-1 perimeter defense versus interior defense. Now who's more versatile? I'm not gonna do that because I don't equate them as equal.
All
I
right.
ain't gonna lie though. I have to say, hold up, my bad. I will say this though. I do think the game is evolving to a place where how we pick out our defenders on our teams is gonna change. Like, there's not too many like back to the basket post move centers in the league anymore. I think nowadays you have to be able to have some sort of jump shot. And I think if we're talking about in the past, I think of course, like I think I would agree with you 100%, Mars, that like interior defense probably is the biggest asset to have defensively, and it's still a big deal now. But I do think with the way the game is changing, like perimeter defenses, the value of what a perimeter defender is is going to go up. Like I think that's why guys like Mikal Bridges get paid so much money now because of that value as a perimeter defender. And like I look at like I give an example, Andrew Wiggins, the way he guarded Jason Tatum in the finals this year, I think does not get enough credit of how important of a key assignment that was in that series. And so I do think we're coming to a point where the game is changing. And I think I said it before earlier on the show, it's just like, I don't think there's going to be too many like bigs winning Defensive Player of the Year anymore. Like I think they'll come around still, but I'm sort of more in the sense of like people are going to be judging a lot of these guys off how they perimeter defend and how they keep shooters under certain percentages, because I think the game is so out on the perimeter now. I think just the evolution of the game is forcing defenders to evolve as well too. Like that's how they look. They're looking for players like bigs who can
it's a lot more
guard
versatility.
1 through 5. Yeah.
So
you gotta be able to guard multiple positions.
Since you brought up the Warriors, we have a question from James Edwards. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Landon Turner sent a super chat, said I think he meant from Ireland. Watch y'all all the time. Shout out to Ireland. That's dope. Yo, if you are in the Discord, or even if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord right now and get into the PC waiting room. And I'm going to start pulling people up here because I feel like there's a lot of people who want to probably say something after what they just heard for the last 30 minutes. And I want to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys have questions, you guys want to debate, whatever, go sit in the PC waiting room. I'll pull people in. James Edwards said, to beat the Warriors, would you rather have an elite perimeter defender or an elite paint protector?
I mean, we get the most open layups in the NBA, so I think you should want an elite paint protector. But
I agree. You got to run them off the 3-point line.
I agree with that.
FYF sports debates of the chat. Oh, really quick, sorry, because he reacted to, I think it was the J Will show one, because Ticket's been on like 3 or 4 shows now, but he reacted to one of the ones with Ticket. I think it was the J Will one. But go over to FYF Sports Debates. Go subscribe to FYF Sports Debate. Great channel. Appreciate you stopping by, bro. Sorry, go ahead.
J-Rob.
J-Rob.
Say something?
Oh, we're talking about, I don't know. I think that one is a little bit harder for me because like, yeah, I would love to have a good perimeter, a good interior defender, but I think if I have like an elite level perimeter guy, I think I might prioritize him first, just because of what the league is. Like I need
Marcus
somebody.
Smart, not elite enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm personally, like I'd rather have Andrew Wiggins, I think, than Marcus Smart as like my primary perimeter defender. I really have to say Andrew Wiggins.
Why?
Size.
Andrew Wiggins, and the size one, he's 6'7", bigger wingspan. But I'm sorry,
you have JB. I mean, not to say that he's a defender like that, but
no,
I mean,
he is. I just think what I saw from Andrew Wiggins in that finals, and I'm definitely can accept some people's argument of Tatum just didn't play that well, and you don't want to acknowledge the defense by Andrew Wiggins. But I think now, like between his athleticism, the length, the height, I mean, I think I'd rather have that at 6'7", 6'8", 6'10" wingspan, and could jump out the gym. Like the man averaged, I think, 12 rebounds a game. And that obviously just has to do with his athleticism, just straight up jumping over guys. But that him being able to neutralize. Can y'all hear that?
Are you good, bro?
Yes.
Yeah. I hear that shit. That shit loud. Some shit going on.
Are you in the street like right now? Are you in a like what is going on? Sounds like it's right next to you.
Now I leave my thing open so my dog can go outside. But ultimately, I do feel like Andrew Wiggins gave that man Tatum a lot of problems, and Tatum is one of the premier perimeter defenders, perimeter offensive players in the game right now. So I don't know. Like I think it goes hand in hand. I probably would have. It would come to like a game time decision, which I would decide on. But I think right now where I'm at and where the league is going, I think I'm always going to prioritize an elite perimeter defender, because I can also give them the assignment of, here, we're playing Curry tonight, we're playing Tatum tonight, we're playing Devin Booker tonight. This is your assignment. You know what I'm saying? And I can feel like, look, if he gets 25, but it takes him 20 plus shots to get to that 25, you essentially did what I needed you to do. I needed him to be inefficient, make him uncomfortable, things of that nature. So I don't know. I think I would probably lean more into the perimeter side right now. If it was like early 2000s, early 2010s, I'd probably go rim protection. But I think after 2015, shit has changed.
All right, Mars,
When
do
the
you want
when
to?
the Warriors was down to the Houston Rockets, like Mars, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, why did they get down?
Because Houston was switching everything and Steph wasn't playing very good.
They were switching everything because of their what?
Our shoot because of who's what? Our shooting or because of Houston's versatility?
I'm just
Which one are you
asking.
asking?
Why were they switching everything?
Because to avoid any breakdowns and fighting over screens, you just switch so you don't
So-
have to do that.
So the perimeter defending was part of the reason why they was up 3-2 to those guys, correct?
The defensive scheme, yeah, perimeter defense,
Okay.
sure.
So my answer, just because of that alone, my answer is perimeter defense to try and beat the Golden State Warriors. Because when you can switch on all aspects, it's easier to defend against that than somebody who then just having a defense relying on rim protecting.
And I will,
But
and I
they
will
lost.
acknowledge.
They
and I
lost because
will-
CP3 got hurt, man. Don't do that.
So CP3
So-
ruined their defense.
No, it's not that, bro. But when you
So,
sit here,
what we getting at?
no,
I personally
CP3
just say they lost because I just personally say they
James
lost. not
Harden
really
started
because of-
chucking, bro.
I think James Harden
James
just
Harden was
folded.
doing
He
the same
folded,
thing.
but he folded though. He was inefficient. He wasn't good.
James
He
Harden,
wasn't good.
I don't like saying James Harden folded that series. James Harden was doing everything James Harden normally does.
My thing
No, he
is
does,
this.
but he
My
has to
thing
make-
is
but he
this,
wasn't
right?
making the shots, right? So
My
it
thing is
looks
this,
bad.
man. The
I
perimeter
think
guys
missing
for the
shots
Golden
doesn't
State
mean he folded.
Warriors aren't like significantly like taller, faster, can jump higher than like the rest of the league, right? It's just some guys that just shoot extremely well, right? And they are a well-oiled machine. So it would be easy to find somebody that can actually match with that in terms of like size, speed, jumping ability, et cetera, right? And then to actually switch everything. If the Houston Rockets, with their defensive scheme of switching everything, was so efficient, right? And you say the only reason why they didn't win is because James Harden did whatever he did and Chris Paul got hurt or whatever the case may be. Why is that not a defensive scheme that quote unquote exposed the Warriors for time? And now everybody is switching on their ass, and now the Warriors are done winning championships. That's never happened, right? How?
The
Why?
Warriors ain't done winning championships.
You're saying
That's what I'm saying. So, like, Dub, how can you say that? You know what I mean?
We
This
had
is
a
the way to go
114
about it.
question-
But
your
I
question-
will say
series,
this
by the
too. I will
Wait,
say
hold
this
up.
too. Like
Wait,
you
I
can have
need to
a
answer that.
big that can like you know what I also need to clarify too about like the perimeter defender thing is we all know there are 6'10" guys that can rotate the floor and switch as well. Like if he's like 6'10",
Yeah, Ben
6'11",
Simmons.
yeah, like he can rim protect and be good in the perimeter situation. But the problem is finding enough guys that can just switch all game. Like everybody can't just switch on to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want Steph Curry down guarding somebody 6'9", 6'10", you know?
That's
So,
what Toronto are trying to do. Just have a bunch
Yeah.
of wings who switch everything.
So
Like-
like LeBron, like if you notice, like when in that finals, LeBron was playing get the switch on Duncan Robinson, like bring his ass up here, and that switching was killing him because he ISOing Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, giving them absolute terror. So versatility is important in defense. I guess like the height thing
So-
might get too shrewd because of the perimeter point, right? I'm not expecting a certain height, just more of a talent. I guess you're looking for more of a skill set, right?
So to answer your point, Euro, you was asking about the Rockets and the Warriors series, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you're asking me, I'm not going to blame that on the defensive scheme for the Houston Rockets because when I sit here and look at CP3 and him getting hurt, you also got to understand like CP3 and him being the floor general that he is, that also helps the defense as well. You knowing when to push a pace, you knowing when to slow down and wait to gather momentum. You just knowing things like that, knowing when to turn the button on, knowing when to turn the button off, that helps your team both on the offense and defensive end. When
Let
you
me
got
interject real
Jackson
quick.
in there, go ahead.
Who do you think has more influence over the pace of the game or just the game in general? CP's floor general like ability or the Warriors running the way that they run it and like can pour on whenever they, you know what I mean, at a blink of a moment?
I think the Warriors pouring on.
I think the Warriors pulling on for sure. But when I'm sitting here and looking at that series, that was also a key part on why they were up 3-2 on that. So when you take that away and we talk about the Houston Rockets, because this is comparing CP3 and the Golden State Warriors. This is CP3 on the Houston Rockets. You take that away from the Houston Rockets.
No.
believe in James Harden just chucking everything, bro.
I'm looking at it like this, bro. They were going to lose to them regardless.
No.
The Warriors were just
The
better.
pace didn't really change with and without Chris
You
Paul.
can take Chris Paul on or off. It doesn't matter. James Harden making shots and not making it doesn't matter. They lost to the better team.
Let me ask you this.
I know this isn't fair to say, but
they lost by
ahead,
7 points. They lost by 7 points in Game 7, correct? While playing shooting
9 points.
9 points. You won't think that Chris Paul makes a 9-point swing?
That's not how basketball works.
I know it's not how it works.
The same thing with Russell Westbrook and Steve Nash.
Bro, we could get into the Steve Nash and Russell Westbrook.
No, we don't need to.
Bro, because
I understand your point, but that's a bad point.
How is it a bad point?
You because it's not the game isn't just add CP. He gets 7.6 assists, so they win by 12.
It's not about. It's not about.
You guessing the outcome of the game?
No. It's not about CP3. It's not about CP3. And if he scores 12 points in that game, then they're gonna win. No, it's not that. I'm saying CP3 and his impact, regardless of the way it comes, the impact that he brings causes a 9-point swing.
Yo, why is your dog trying to beat your ass, bro? Like, what is going on?
Nah, this name is Chico. He's a.
Could I just say the same thing?
Didn't ask what his name was.
Go 0 for 9, they win the game.
I'm gonna be honest though. I'm gonna just straight up say about that series. I know we could say, "Oh, this happened, that happened. What if Chris Paul don't get hurt?" But I'll be honest with you. This is like so harsh. Not even like a harsh criticism. It's just like James Harden just needed one game of his life. He had 2 chances to just have one game of his entire life. And yes, CP was out, but this is the game where you go for 65 and you cement yourself. You know, like at that point in his career, James Harden, as much as we love Curry, there was a legitimate debate that James Harden was the greatest offensive weapon in the world. And I know that the odds are stacked against him. He's facing an absolute juggernaut. But this is the game you have the signature performance, and you just show that I am that MF. And ultimately, he came up short, and we could say defensive scheme, this, that, and the third. But he was in a desperation situation, and I just don't think he showed up. Like I just personally think he don't show up. I don't think we can use the excuse of Chris Paul got hurt, but I just think 13 didn't show up. Like he had 2 chances. This is when I have your game of your life, and you be that guy that everybody says you were. You're an MVP type of talent. You were averaging 32 a game during that season. I mean, he sold. Like, it is what it is. Sometimes the odds will be stacked against you, but you had to perform. Like some other guys figure that out.
We're gonna start bringing people in. Mars, do you want to deal with sleeping now or later?
Jesus.
I'm looking right at his name. Bro? I got the missile is locked.
10 minutes to 2
a.m.
I mean, maybe he'll freeze like the last guy. What's his name? Finals MVP. He popped up trying to get at Mars, and then nothing happened.
Yeah, Finals MVP.
But there was another guy, right, Mars? Somebody tried to cook you, and then they completely fumbled. Oh, rated L.
That was Dell.
Rated L.
That was Dell?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Rated RJ.
Oh, really quick.
I haven't seen
chats.
him in the check since.
Yo, GJ must have changed his name, bro. Lightout Sports sent to super chat. Shout out to Lightout. He said, "Are the Clippers the Nets of LA? All hype, no rings."
Yes.
And nobody ever wants to talk about the fact that Anthony Davis has played more games since going to the LA than Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's played more games.
I didn't know that.
They for sure are the Nets because the Nets and the Knicks. You know what I mean? Lakers, Clippers. Yeah, for sure.
Tough.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like we got to start overrating these teams that ain't just because of the players they got. They still ain't. They haven't cashed in on what we expect them to be.
I've been trying to say this for years.
Like
about the Clippers or in general?
About just judging teams based on how the talent looks on paper.
Yeah, like you gotta win it. Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, and the thing is too, who else I blame? I blame Vegas. Like the Vegas odds always put out like the Clippers are always at the top, the Nets are always at the top, and I understand it is based off the talent, but
It's based off of them trying to turn money.
Yeah,
money too.
No, wait,
So
money
they have
too,
to, yeah.
But it's money too. But it is also
Wait,
based off the
what-
talent. Like if
what
you get
else
a
are
big
guys
time
gonna
player, your
base it
odds are
off
gonna
of?
be. No, it's based off more. It is about money, but it is also about the talent. Like the Broncos went up from like I think they were 2,800 to win the Super Bowl, and then they got Russell Wilson and went up to like plus
But-
800. You know,
Dub,
like,
my
Dub, do
question
you
is-
think
A
that
lot of it
Vegas
does have to
odds,
do with
Dub,
talent.
do you think that Vegas odds makers are actually basketball players?
No,
And
no,
for
no.
like the NFL, they're actual football players
My whole
Yeah,
that
but
thing
know the
is
game?
no.
but
My whole
that isn't a good
nah, I
argument,
don't
Euro,
think-
because there's people who judge who select our MVPs and our first teams and
It is
make
a
all the
perfect
goal-
argument. Well, I don't
but
want
they
to say.
make- what I'm
And that's
saying
why
is
accolades don't matter.
what I'm saying is a lot of these things are judged by people who have not played the sport. Like
Right.
Condoleezza Rice is a Heisman voter. You know, she's just a fan of the game that got into college football. She never played the game physically. Some people may argue if she even
What I'm
knows the game.
saying, what I'm saying is
Did
this:
she play
if
the game
Condoleezza
mentally? Why did you
Rice,
say physically?
if fucking Connie Rice is a Heisman voter, fine or whatever. You know what I mean? If you're telling me that she's a, you know what I mean, she paid her dues and she's like the super fan or whatever, she knows the game and this and that or whatever, that's cool. Like I ain't got no issue with that. What I'm saying is like, do you think that Vegas odds makers for any sports book, it doesn't matter, that they have those same dedicated fans that, you know, just eat, breathe, and shit all of the sports, because they don't have departments just for, okay, you know what, we only going to be focusing on horse racing and then cricket and then
Well,
basketball, whatever.
I think
This
as Vegas-
is one department that
actually-
does this.
I actually have to push back on that because I work for a sports betting company and we look at numbers consistently. And I will say, yes, people like know the nuances of the game, the X's and O's, things of that nature. But odds makers and the people who are doing the research on betting, they are very much doing that on an analytical side. So,
And that's
looking
my
at-
point. And that's my point. So you have to have somebody that inserts a component that is not
Mhm.
analytical, that is not purely numbers, because it's
Okay, I see what you're
humans operating on the field, on the court,
Yeah,
like
I see
in the
what you're saying.
pool, wherever. And so as long as that component exists, which is what sports is essentially, right? It's human interacting with
yes.
one another in a
Yeah.
competitive manner.
For
And
sure.
you only base this off of numbers that you can spit out through a computer.
No,
Fam,
no.
it's
Don't
always
change
going to be.
No. Don't
bullshit.
change it. Don't change it. Don't change it. Don't
I'm
change
changing what?
it. Don't change it.
That's my stance.
I know it's your stance. I'm just
I'm
saying.
not changing nothing.
If anybody, no, not you, man. I'm talking about Las Vegas. I don't want them to change it because I like the fact that I like the fact that they base it off of analytics, and it's actually easier to predict. You know,
Yeah, I like it that
upsets
it's
and
that.
stuff.
Yeah,
So
I would like
I'm
you. I like the
perfectly
way it
fine
is
with
too.
that.
Yeah, I like
Like,
the way it is too.
but
Because you
that's
have an
the reason-
advantage of knowing, like understanding the sport gives you kind of an advantage at times.
like the sports betting world won't tell you. Like a lot of the ways that I gamble is I really look on back to backs. I look at trends and stuff like that.
Yeah,
If I
but
see
now
a team-
you're basing it. What you're saying now is you coming from the angle of, you know what, I can win or lose. I'm
No,
not talking
no.
about winning or losing. I'm talking about just the basis of the shit, like how this is set up is
I know,
faulty.
I know what you mean, but I'm trying to explain to you a fault that they don't understand. If they have the clip, I remember the Clippers was about to face the Boston Celtics when the Clippers was hurt, and the Boston Celtics was home. I knew that the Boston Celtics was going to lose because the Boston Celtics had a game the day before and they had to travel all the way back home. You see, they don't take things into account like that. And which is why for upsets, it's easier to win games just like that, which is why I like the way it is. I actually agree with you on what you're saying is like, all right, yeah, they need to get guys who's more familiar with the game of basketball. Fuck that. I don't want nobody who's familiar with the game of basketball because I want to win. I want to win, bro. I don't want nothing to change, bro.
All right.
So
We
yeah.
just got
Like wherever KD
Big-
goes, he's shooting up that team is shooting right up to you.
any big name, any big name. Big Meat sent a super chat. This is the most I've heard Mars talk other than PC footy since the first Ticket TV episode talk. Yo shit, Mars. Sacred Gaming super chat. As a GM, what rebuilding team would you want to be in charge of right now? Just give me a name. We're not debating this. I'm going to start bringing people in.
Pacers.
Detroit.
The Hornets.
Is OKC rebuilding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me
but I picked them
OKC.
for win. I picked them for a dynasty,
I
so I was picking
would
new
build
team.
a squad
I
around
think
LaMelo Ball.
I think they're a development team that plays in the NBA.
For
Damn.
the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Damn. Damn. Yo, Emil, you hear me? Everyone's mics are muted here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Emil, what's good?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Yup.
What up, bro?
Nah, I just want to say, I want to ask Dub, when's the last time we seen a all-time defense led by a perimeter-oriented defender?
All-time defense.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do you mean all-time? Like top 10?
Um,
Because I think Miami Heat's defense was very perimeter-oriented.
I agree with that.
I
the
think
Miami
Toronto
LeBron.
Raptors with I think Toronto Raptors with Kawhi Leonard was they had Marcus Gasol and them guys, but I think that was driven from Kawhi Leonard as well
I
and
agree
Danny
with
Green.
that too. I agree with that too.
I disagree with that one.
And I think
I
the
don't
Golden State
think-
Warriors, I think Draymond Green is very versatile and it does help the team, but they also have a lot of guys who can guard on the perimeter as well.
I think
So
that Boston
I do-
Celtics team
I
was a
agree with
very
that,
perimeter
but I
heavy
think-
team this season. They were a perimeter heavy team too. Like their
Yeah.
best defenders on their
Go ahead,
perimeter.
Emil.
I mean, Robert Williams is great, but
But I think the Celtics' biggest impact came from Robert Williams' rim protection.
I
I
don't-
don't think it came from Marcus
I
Smart.
don't know about that.
I don't
I agree
agree.
with you, Emil. By the way,
I don't
just,
I don't agree.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I think the fact that they
I
have
think-
all guys on the court like Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, even Al Horford at times, like that system that they got in play, it's just like a machine,
No,
bro.
definitely.
Like
Definitely,
when
I
they
agree.
when they played the Nets, that perimeter defense was the key to that. Like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's defense on Kevin Durant was very crucial in that game. I think that was a very perimeter. That perimeter defense definitely shined in that series. So just saying.
I definitely agree that it helps, but for them to be number one, like best defense in the league, they need Robert Williams in the paint because Draymond Green says it best. He makes up for mistakes that Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, these perimeter guys naturally make mistakes. They get beat backdoor. They get blown by. Robert Williams makes up for all of those mistakes.
Yeah, but what we're saying is even though somebody's a great rim protector, that doesn't necessarily mean that the perimeter defense isn't as important. Like I don't think one is
it's
more important
important
than the other.
I'm not saying it's not important, but I think the question was which one is more impactful. I think interior defense is just clearly more impactful than perimeter defense.
I think it's also dependent on how the team scores though too. You know, like what's their game? You know, like if this team pounded in the paint or they are a perimeter led team.
I don't
there's
think
not many teams that are successful
think-
that aren't successful at the rim in terms of scoring. Jump
Yeah,
shooting,
like that's
predominantly jump shooting
that's
teams,
the most
they haven't been successful. Generally
yeah,
speaking.
that's like the easiest look in basketball.
I mean, literally the Golden State Warriors.
We score more from layups than threes.
The Warriors,
Like
the
every
Warriors are a perimeter team. Yes, I may score more because you're likely to get more of a layup. Like transition, you're
Yeah,
gonna get like
Mars, you
you're gonna
can't
get like
compare it.
you
in
gotta-
the half court.
Every
it's
every
you're gonna
team
lead
every
the
team
league
scores
in-
more off
I
of
mean,
twos than they do threes.
You're gonna get more.
There's not a
layups off
team in the
just
NBA that
fast
scores
breaks.
more off
Yeah, like-
threes.
That would be
that's
bananas.
not realistic.
Just
that's
off
not
of
realistic.
Yeah, so like, why would you even say that? Like, you know,
there's no team that is. Teams are going to take away the paint before the 3-point line because that's where most teams
You
score.
are not taking away the paint first when you play the Golden State Warriors, bro.
And that's the
Okay.
problem. That's why they keep losing, and that's why we have the most open layups in the league, the most assisted layups in the league, and the most uncontested layups in the
Yeah,
league.
but
because
three
of that
hurts.
reason.
3 hurts more than 2, bro. Every time.
A wide
And if
open
we have
layup,
two-
a
If they
wide
set
open
that-
layup
if
hurts
they
more
just-
than a wide open three.
Yeah, but you have
A wide up. Which one is the
Wide
more
open layup
efficient
is the
shot?
most efficient shot in basketball.
Wait,
Yeah,
Mars,
which one is the
Clearly,
more
clearly,
efficient shot?
clearly. You're right there, clearly.
So that's why you
Isn't
protect
the
paint.
free throw?
Yeah, I said outside of the free throw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you can't defend that. But yeah, the layup is the most efficient shot. So stopping the most
Even
efficient
a
shot.
Stephen Curry wide open three is less efficient than a layup, and that's the best
Yeah.
shooter of all time. So, and we have him, but a layup is still more efficient than Steph Curry taking a wide open three,
Emil,
which is why you should take away the
And
paint.
Steph
before-
Curry is going to take that 3 every time. Every
Emil,
time he's open.
you got
Of course not, but-
you got anything else you want to get off your chest?
Nah, that was it. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir, man.
Thank you,
No
bro.
problem.
Mars, do you want to deal with sleeping now or later?
We can deal with sleeping now.
I kind of want to
Mars,
build
you
up to
say-
sleeping.
You're saying teams are losing because they're trying to guard the three,
Oh my God.
Saying
not protect the paint.
No, I'm saying what they're trying isn't working, so maybe try and switch it up. And B, maybe it wouldn't hurt to stop giving up open layups.
Didn't the
Just try-
didn't the Celtics try to do that by playing drop coverage and then they was getting torched?
What happened was Steph Curry went super efficiency that no one's ever seen before, that no one expected. No one expects someone to go plus 15 efficiency on crazy volume. And B, our offense was actually like technically the game where Steph made no threes, our offense was better in that game than the game where he was making a bunch of threes. Because once they actually started trapping Steph and playing him how other teams play Steph normally, we got that ball movement, we got Draymond in the short roll, we got the layups we normally get. Our offense was more efficient with Steph on the floor in that game than the other games with Steph on the floor.
So what's the answer to beating the Warriors though? If
You don't
can't-
stop Steph Curry. Like Steph
So
Curry,
what's
you
the
don't-
what's the answer then?
I think what Ime Udoka was trying is the most effective way to stop Steph Curry, but Steph Curry just had the craziest shooting
They were playing percentages and
series
got
that
burned.
anyone's ever seen. Yeah. Like if Steph's shooting damn near 40% from
You
30
can't do
feet,
anything about it.
at that point you just accept that there's nothing else you can do. But I think they had the best defensive scheme they could have manufactured.
Eric
just
Dupree sent 2 super chats. Thoughts on Lowe's recent video essentially roasting Tickets, saying he's the worst kind of LeBron hater? I haven't seen it, so no opinion.
I haven't seen it.
I gotta watch the video.
I'll watch it.
I haven't seen it either.
Eric Dupree with another super chat. Does anyone get a Giannis Tatum rivalry similar to LeBron Pierce?
It's not a rivalry.
I don't see it
I
as a
don't- I
rivalry.
don't-
Wait,
rivalry.
ask that again.
So Giannis Tatum rivalry, would you see that as comparable to the LeBron Pierce rivalry?
You think LeBron
I
and Paul Pierce
didn't
was a
get-
real rivalry? Do you really
Hey,
think that was a
to Paul
rivalry?
Pierce for sure, not to LeBron.
I don't. I promise you.
But that's a rivalry. No, that is
That
a
wasn't a
rivalry.
rivalry.
Man,
To
bro.
whatever.
LeBron James too.
I've never even heard of beef
LeBron
between
James-
Giannis and
LeBron
JT.
did.
LeBron and
I
Paul
think
Pierce was
LeBron
not a
did
rivalry.
make it
I'm
a
sorry.
mission to
LeBron-
go and kill Paul
Yeah,
Pierce.
Paul
LeBron
Pierce did, I
openly
promise you,
admitted-
LeBron James did not wake up like, oh, Paul.
LeBron
bro. Like,
openly admitted when they got traded to the Nets, we don't like them and they don't like us. That is
Yeah.
a rivalry.
Yo,
bro.
hold on. I'm bringing in Low.
that's a team rivalry. That's not a player-to-player rivalry. Bro.
Man,
That's what we're talking
LeBron don't, bro.
You're
LeBron,
talking about the
Paul
Celtics and
Pierce,
the
bro.
Miami Heat. We're talking about Paul Pierce and LeBron.
Yo,
It's no rivalry.
What's
bro.
good, Low?
The Celtics, Miami Heat. It was the
Yo, Mars, can you continue to tell the truth about John Stockton, how trash he is and overrated he is as a ball player?
I'm
man?
trying.
Please let
I'm
me
not-
know.
I'm
TikTok
not
is
gonna
not
lie.
appreciating.
I'm not gonna
TikTok
lie.
is
Can
not
we-
appreciating it.
Can
I'm
we move
trying.
on from that? Like, come on, bro. Let's talk about something new. Like,
I'm fighting a very strong fight over here. People will learn about John
Okay.
Stockton one day.
it is not.
Keep fighting it, man.
What are we gonna talk about that for?
Because
People
he's
need to
overrated. Like,
understand
he's
that
just
John
he's
Stockton
clearly
is
overrated.
we know where you stand on that already, Mars. And then
But
there's
everyone
people-
doesn't
But people's
understand.
not.
Everyone
But
doesn't
people are not
agree.
gonna, but the problem
That's
is,
the problem.
Mars, this is a battle that you shouldn't fight because the reason
I
why
think it's
nobody's
way
people are not going to agree with you is because of his assist number. So it's going to be like you're going to explain your thoughts on what a
Yeah,
playmaker is. 'cause I
people
know
need to be educated.
your idea of how playmaking.
All right, J-Rod,
But other
don't
people
go
are
down
not
this
gonna
road.
rock with
Don't
it.
go down this road. We're not
We
debating
don't
anymore.
I'm
need to.
not-
We
no, I'm
don't
not.
need to
I'm not
have
going
the
down the
debate,
road.
but
I'm
people
not
need
going
to be
down the road.
educated, and
I'm
I'm
just
here
saying,
to
like,
do the
people are
educating.
never going to fully agree with this because he's the all-time assist leader. So people are just going to be like, well, Mars, he has the most assists. And da, da, da.
He also has the
So
most
it doesn't-
steals. He's
And
a
that's what
better
we're gonna
defender
say,
than
you know?
Kawhi Leonard. Like,
So that's
So
what I'm
fine,
saying.
he's a stat pattern then.
I'll say that.
He's a stat pattern. Okay, if that's how you feel, word.
once
This is what I'm
people
saying, like, this
understand,
is
once
not-
people understand what stats measure, and
What I'm
they
saying,
actually
JD,
mean,
is
they'll
like when we
understand
brought
John
people
Stockton's
up
a
here,
fraud.
I thought they were gonna bring like interesting shit. We're not gonna keep talking about this John Stockton.
Hey,
shit
he
that we
wasn't.
talk
He
about
wasn't
all
saying
the
talk
time,
about it.
bro.
He was just praising Mars.
But-
Tell him to
Oh,
spread the
right.
word.
Wait, hold on, wait,
There's
I'm
nothing
fighting.
wrong.
Tell me, talk about you
I'm
Spread
fighting.
that
No,
word,
no, can I
Mars.
ask-
And I
Spread
love
the
Mars's
word.
fight because he's staying true to his shit. Mars is staying true to his point, and I respect it. But we
Well-
know you like, come on.
Lo,
like,
that
let's
was
not
perfect
use the
timing.
time to-
Someone had just sent a super chat asking if we just saw your video on Tickets, so we're gonna have to watch it. That's on Foot on the Line or what?
Yeah, it's on foot online. But if you don't do that, fine. Then at least dispel the notion that
I'm calm, bro. I'm calm, Marlon. I'm calm.
I guess the Kobe Bryant inefficient notion, because I tell like to this day it amazes me how too many people don't understand like the concept of like true shooting and they still use field goal percentage for efficiency. It's the weirdest thing.
I'm trying to push that fight too. It's a struggle.
I think Kobe was efficient. I'm with you on that though, for sure.
I think anyone who thinks Kobe was inefficient is just lying to themselves.
Is lying to themselves, bro. I think that's propaganda.
Who's saying that?
People who look at field goal percentage,
But
people who say
a lot of people
all time.
Like the ball was going through that man's hands more than anybody else. He's getting the most shots.
He played in one of the toughest eras to score too.
Yeah, like
he was still one of the most efficient. Like relative
I
to
think that is a 100% just an agenda that people like. I 100%. That's
Who's the most inefficient winner, Mars and Low?
Winner.
Yeah, of all time.
Winner?
Yeah. Like who's the one that's the most inefficient, like superstar that ended up, taking his team on his back and actually getting it done?
Damn.
Is that possible?
Yeah, I guess that's really the answer that I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back
Efficient.
through time and think.
the most
Isaiah Thomas,
inefficient
maybe?
winner.
Isaiah Thomas is probably where I'd go.
Yeah, I guess IT.
'Cause I'm not
Not. I mean Zeke.
Yeah. That's off the top of my head. That's where I'm thinking.
Yeah, I guess
Somebody
so,
said
Zeke,
Dirk.
yeah.
The silent sniper said Dirk.
It's definitely not Dirk Nowitzki.
Somebody
definitely
ban the
not
silent
Dirk.
sniper.
Dirk is
Ban him
actually-
right now.
Dirk is actually quite the
That's a
opposite. He's like
terrible
one of the
Can we
most.
can we really sit here and say Isaiah Thomas was inefficient in the finals?
Yeah, we can. Well, in the
No,
finals, I don't.
He was
I gotta double
40. He was
check, but-
42. He was 42.6, 48.5, and 50.
I don't want to just look at the finals though. I feel like
Just
you have
in
to look at
general,
the
he
entire
wasn't- he
year
wasn't-
and
he wasn't
the
a
very least the
crazy
playoff run
efficient
too.
player. Yeah, he wasn't a crazy efficient player in
Let me
general.
look at his career stats.
What was his?
This is all just for clarity.
Let me just look at what his true shooting was in the playoffs that year.
Is Zeke? Is Zeke? I mean, the year they won, his true shooting was the first year they won. His true shooting was just piss poor. Is Zeke?
Zeke is a career 45% field goal. 45.
So is Kobe Bryant, but Kobe Bryant's more efficient than Isaiah Thomas.
Oh yeah, for sure. I could agree with that. Yeah, 100% agree with that. No, at no point in Isaiah's career did he shoot below 42%.
A 48% true shooting
41,
for a whole
41.
playoff run.
But didn't the next year?
He's the worst.
But the next year he went
Yeah,
50.
he might be the worst.
What do you want me to do? You want me to pick Hakeem, Michael Jordan?
Yeah, I don't know. Like this,
who else am I meant to
you
pick?
know the problem is this is
he's-
a hard. That's a hard question.
We talking about
You said I was
winners.
the
Yeah,
winner,
like come
so
on,
I had to
like
pick someone.
us saying he's the
I
worst
said
winner.
just-
He's still.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great
I
question to ask.
could have said
Hey, it was a
someone
great
like
question,
that.
Euro.
It would've been much easier.
It's
Yo,
a great
thank you.
question, yours. It's a hard one.
Lo, you got anything else for us, bro?
No, I guess I'll just see y'all Tuesday. I thought about something else to ask, but I'll just see y'all Tuesday, man.
What's going on
I don't-
Tuesday?
What's happening Tuesday?
Yeah, I don't know. Shaq. I guess Shaq has me lined up with somebody. I don't know. Who it is.
Okay, all right. I like what I'm hearing. You
just
heard
got
it
a
here first,
spoiler
chat.
out, man.
A little spoiler for you. All right, fire. All right, Lo, we'll catch you, bro.
All right, bet.
All right, let's
Fire.
bring on.
Low versus ticket.
I need to see that.
Could be round 2. Here comes
Oh,
Sleeping.
Shit.
The one and only. The Mr. Sleeping.
Mr. Sleepy.
He might be asleep though. He's been waiting in here. Oh, there we
awake.
go. There we go.
awake.
Here he
I'm
is.
awake.
He's
He never
awake.
misses his chance
He
to
never
talk.
misses.
I took my name.
Like the hair cut off Mars.
He likes to say a lot.
Yo, Morris, buddy, pal, Morris. We had to talk.
Okay.
Okay, Morris. This narrative is so nasty. You got people in the Discord trying.
Yo, what just happened? He just
went
tried
out.
to
That's
call me
crazy.
out of nowhere on the debate or on the Discord. That was interesting. So
Somebody bring Ticket in here. Somebody tell Ticket to pull up.
No, thank
get-
you. It's a
let's-
peaceful night. I don't want a headache.
I had a
Where-
headache
where
before
is
the
Ticket
show
at?
started.
Yo, Ticket is awesome, yo. I just love when he's on here.
Sleeping-
is crazy.
Sleeping might still be talking and has no idea that he's talking to himself, which is fire. I guess
He's
we'll bring
typing in
someone
the
else.
chat right now.
All right, I'm gonna bring someone else up here while we're waiting. Oh, well, That's awkward. Terrible
What's
timing.
Sleeping's username?
He's the sleeping. I see him. He just pulled up again. Yo, Dingus, what's good?
Oh, okay.
What's good? I just had a quick question about like a second tier of centers in the NBA. Start, bench, cut, Cat, Rudy, and Bam.
Cat, Rudy, and Bam. Start, bench, cut. Dub, you want to start?
Starting Bam.
Say, yeah, I got Bam, Cat, Rudy.
I'm cutting Bam, starting Rudy, benching
You're
Cat.
starting Bam. Wait, Dub said he's starting Bam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course he did. What do you mean? That's his center.
A
Just
guy
some
who
bias,
could
but-
at the same time provide some offense and then play defense at a crazy level. We'll pick him.
I actually think I'll start Bam too. Start Bam. I'd probably bench Cat and cut Rudy.
Your own?
I don't know.
It's a nasty one.
Probably. Yeah, this is very nasty. You have to have some really good perimeter guys.
See you, Rudy. See you, Rudy. I cannot stand Rudy's game. Get him out of here. Give me Cat, Bam, Rudy.
Yeah, I mean, I like Rudy, but not for the contract. You know.
Right.
Yeah, the
Oh,
contract.
bro,
the contract.
I'll
is
take Rudy
ridiculous.
on a discount for sure, but I
But
just
we're talking
hating
about
on
taking.
35 million
You got to
and stuff.
take. You got to eat that bill.
right. That's disgusting.
So just off of that, I'm cutting Rudy.
Yeah. What's yours, Dingus? Who are you starting? Who you benching? Who you cutting?
Start Cat, bench Bam, and cut Rudy.
Fire. You got anything else for us, bro?
Nah, that's it. Wait, what was Mars?
Mars was
Start Rudy, bench Cat, cut Bam.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at
All
all.
right, thank you guys.
I appreciate you.
You started Bam.
You got a guy. You got Cat, who's mainly offense. You got Rudy, who's mainly defense.
Are you gonna say
Then you
Bam's
got-
the best of both worlds?
And then you got Bam, not the best. Bam's a great blend of both. I mean, come on. Now.
no, his offense isn't.
Yeah, he's not like a crazy offensive player.
He's
man.
not crazy offensively,
he's
but I gotta
okay.
say shit like
He's
that.
better. He's definitely better than Rudy.
He's
Definitely better
de-
than
If he
Rudy.
yes,
was worse,
he's
if he
definitely
was
better.
worse than Rudy, then I don't know what would be going on. But
He's definitely better than Rudy. Like,
Where'd
without even-
sleeping go?
yeah,
But I
Yo,
feel like
Dub, why are you a Heat fan? Aren't you up the street from Philly?
Dwayne Wade and Shaq.
Okay.
When I was growing up, I remember seeing them win the title and shit. So I became a Heat fan.
so you're a bandwagon, just let me.
Oh, fuck it. You
Fair
can say it. I rolled with my guys when we was down in the slums, though. You feel me? Then we came back up, fell from grace, and then came back up again. So
Yo, Fada came and saved the organization.
we ride through.
I supported the Lakers in the bubble year because the Warriors were trash. So
We
There he
supported
is.
the Lakers.
That's definitely bandwagon.
yeah,
For
and then
sure.
last year I supported
He said, yeah.
last year I supported the Bucks because
So hold on,
We lost
Mars.
in the play-in.
Weren't you the person that said the title in the bubble doesn't count because the Warriors didn't win it, but you supported the Lakers? How'd that work?
He's played around. He's played around, bro.
Okay, good.
He's played around.
Yeah, the
bro. He
bubble
does
still
not
doesn't
mean
count.
that. He don't.
That
mean
can't be
that.
real. He don't mean that. bro.
He doesn't
Can't
mean
that.
it. He doesn't.
Alright.
That has to be. Just
I wasn't
Sleep-
supporting the Lakers. That was a troll.
Sleeping's back. Sleeping. Hello. I hope you're back. I mean, he's in here at least. Who knows if his mic's working? Oh, sleeping. This is tough. The build-up.
Sleeping, selling.
We're
right
just
now.
getting blue-balled
Selling.
right now. This is crazy. I feel like this is the second
What?
time this has happened with us and sleeping.
Mars, why wouldn't you want somebody that can guard on the perimeter and fucking rim protect, bro?
That's tough.
Why wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
bro.
Yo,
if you
can we
don't
stop
rim
talking about
protect
this?
as
Why are you
good,
bringing
who
this
cares?
back? Terrible.
Because he's getting Pam, bro. Like, why you gonna cut somebody that does both?
Yo, Dub. Sometimes
He doesn't do it as well.
Yo, Dub, you can't change people's minds. Bro.
But
Yo,
that
what's
means
up?
My mind's been changed.
No, but what I'm saying is like Dub be out here like.
Yo, can you hear me?
Back on a topic like it don't. It's
Yeah,
over, Dub.
yeah. What's
Yeah,
good,
we
benevolent?
hear you.
All right, so like when talking about the perimeter, player that's really good at perimeter defense and an interior defender, you have to think about it like this, right? So you even if you're just looking at it down from like a top-down point of view, right, of the court, everyone's trying to get to the rim. Like that's where everyone's trying to get to. And if you have a player that's really good at defending at the rim, he can stop a lot more than a single player who's really good at guarding at the perimeter. Because even if, he's the best perimeter defender of all time, he can only do so much on the perimeter. The perimeter is just so much space. Like, he can only guard so much at one time. But an interior defender, he can guard a lot of things at once because everything is so close towards the basket. You know what I mean?
Yes, the nature of the area that he's defending is that everything has to come to that guy. He doesn't have to do anything.
That's the point. He's more valuable.
That's why. So
exactly. Technically, if you put a guard,
no one said his job was harder and it's easier to guard in less space than it is to guard.
But you are saying that players are better defenders based off of that.
Because I value your defense and how much better you make the team's defense, and rim protection makes the team's defense better on average than perimeter defense. Doesn't mean their job is easier by any means. Something can be easier, but I think it's harder to make a contested fadeaway by two people than it is to make a wide open three. A wide open three is more valuable. Like, the degree of difficulty doesn't make someone better because they can do something more difficult. If the thing you're doing that's more difficult isn't as valuable as the thing that's easier. It's just harder.
I kind of look at it differently because when we sit here and let's say we're constructing a team, and I feel as if it's easier to replace somebody who's a good help side or rim protector than it would be for a guy who could lock somebody up. If I got a guy who, like, if we all playing basketball together, Mars, me and you, it's easier for me to sit here and scan the floor, help if somebody beats their man and challenge them at the rim or beat them to the spot to get an open layup, apart from me going one-on-one and me locking somebody up. I think somebody locking somebody up is way more, it's irreplaceable. It's so irreplaceable. It's so important to your team because that leaves you one thing that you don't have to worry about when you can have a guy who's maybe not as, let's say Rudy Gobert, maybe not as good as Rudy Gobert, but it could be replaced by a guy who's maybe a good rim protector.
JaVale McGee,
Clint Capella.
There would be a noticeable drop on any team's defense if you replace Rudy Gobert with
you have a great interior defender.
Hold on, Dub. Hold on. Go ahead.
Let me counter your point by saying if you have a great interior defender, they're also going to take away their man, the center, because more often than not, a center is not going to be a great perimeter player. So he's taking away his man, and he's also helping the entire team by stopping their man from getting, easy points at the basket.
Well, so a lot of time. Would you rather have Rudy Gobert or Andrew Wiggins?
On defense, Rudy Gobert. I'm taking Rudy Gobert.
I'm not talking about on your basketball team, so you know what you're getting defensively and offensively. Would you rather have Andrew Wiggins? I'm not asking you, Mars. I'm asking Sleepy.
Or this is benevolent.
Benevolent, my bad. Benevolent. Who would you rather have?
Probably,
and be real with yourself.
For me, I would like to build around Andrew Wiggins because I like the kid as a player, and I don't like how trash Rudy is on offense. But if I'm building a defensive unit, I'm definitely taking Rudy, and it's not even close.
So let me address the point that you said earlier. You say he's taking away the center and then other players. Well, there's not a lot of good centers in the league. There's a lot of centers in the league where you can help off and then be able to play that because a lot of times they're not the best offensive player on the team.
You'd rather have Jonathan Isaac or Rudy Gobert. My bad.
You're good. If he's paired up like with a Jokic, like there's times where Rudy was getting bodied by Jokic and he couldn't help and then at the same time lock his man up. So, I mean, there's a lot of, we have to take that consideration as well. And a lot of time they're on a guy that's not really that good offensively. So we can't just say just because he's guarding two that it's better.
I mean, but like you're talking about Jokic, like he's like we already established like he's an all-time player. Like he's like that. Like, so it's hard to say. It's like if Kobe, it's like, oh man, you didn't lock up Kobe. Like it's Kobe.
No, but what you said was two was better than one. I'm saying a lot of times, the point is that a lot of times Rudy or a help side defender, they match up a guy who's not great on offense. So there's less responsibility on him. If there's less responsibility on him to guard the defender he's guarding, then it's easier for him to help. That's the point I'm making.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, it's easier for him to help, but like that's still more valuable because he's still doing his job by guarding his man, but he's also helping.
A lot of people could guard. A lot of people could guard a guy who really can't score like that.
It may be a lot easier, but in terms of like how valuable it is, like it's easier to take a dunk or a layup than it is a three. Like threes are more valuable, but you're still gonna go for the easy stuff.
Let me ask you a question, Benevolent. How far are the Timberwolves going this year? Now that they added Rudy Gobert to the team, how far are they going this year?
I think they're gonna be like a 6 or a 5 seed.
So they're gonna lose in the first round of the playoffs, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I got them in the playoffs. Maybe.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking how far do they go?
Depending on who they meet in the first round, I got them losing in second.
You got them losing. So you got them losing in the first. You got them winning the first round.
Yeah, depending on who they play.
That's terrible return on investment with Rudy.
Yeah, I want to say, if you understand that if they get bounced in the first or second round, why did they trade their entire future for Rudy Gobert?
I mean, that's
Let me
just
ask you this: would they go
farther
farther if they added a guy like Andrew Wiggins? Did they go farther? And they just have like who's that kid that they just got from? Oh no, he's in Utah now. Let's just say they have like Naz Reid as the center, and they add Andrew Wiggins now. They go for either a better team or they better with Rudy.
I think they're probably better with Rudy because like Rudy better complements Cat, who is the team superstar, I guess. But I mean, it's just Rudy's just trash on offense. That's why I don't see him making that big a difference. But yeah,
but they got a lot of offensive players.
I gotta address the chat real. I gotta address the chat real quick. Like they had Wiggins. They have the same team that they have now when they had Andrew Wiggins. Like, bro, let's use our brains here, people. I'm not talking to you, but I'm talking to the chat. Like, bro, what are we talking about? You guys speak so surface level. The team now is way more competitive and actually worth. People speak so surface level. It's so annoying, and then they think they're like fucking geniuses, bro. Like realistically,
Jared, I'm letting the chat get to it's crazy.
Nah, I'm just like, come on, y'all. Like, let's just be real. Yes, they had Andrew Wiggins. Clearly, was this the same team? Like, was it the same team? Like, no. Let's just be real here, guys. Like, let's just be flat out real. Like he was 19 years old, bro. He was 19-year-old playing with a bunch of kids. They were the OKC before OKC, and now they had Wiggins. Like, bro, what are we talking about?
Can I ask? Who is this? Benevolent?
Yeah.
Do you think that in the playoff time that they'll still be able to play 5 out and take advantage of the perimeter defense?
Which team?
The Timberwolves.
Not with Rudy on the court. They'll still be able to
why not?
Spread the floor.
You got Cat.
Rudy,
D'Lo, Anthony Edwards. They don't have Pat Bev. They don't have Beasley anymore either, right?
I don't think so.
So who else on that team is going to be guarding on the perimeter? That's something that's still that they're going to be taking advantage of the way that Utah was getting taken advantage of. So Rudy didn't solve anything if the same problem is following him.
I mean, it's going to be tough against teams that's running 5 out, but it's so few teams that can successfully run 5 out that it's like you got to kind of take the L.
I think Wiggins because that perimeter defense is better.
I don't think the T-Wolves will have a problem with 5 out, but that's just me.
Benevolent, do you have any other questions or anything you want to get off your chest?
Yeah, man, I love the podcast. Hey, man, keep rocking with y'all. Y'all making some good fucking content. And that's about it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you tapping in. We appreciate you sticking around, watching, supporting Players' Choice, man. We couldn't be here without you, bro. Appreciate it.
Mars, you said the Wolves won't have a problem. You don't see the Wolves having a problem running 5 out?
No.
Offensively, with Gobert.
No, I mean, because Dub was asking about the T-Wolves defense. If the team plays 5 out, you can't play 5 out with Rudy Gobert. You'd have to play 4 out one end because he's not going out anyway. Right. But he was just talking about on defense for the T-Wolves, not on offense.
But even with the defense, and you have Rudy Gobert in there, all you got to do is just have a stretch big in there, and then
but then
Rudy got to sit.
I think you just put Cat on the stretch big.
Mm,
Because the T-Wolves last year were one of the best teams in terms of
but what if
defensive
but
rotations.
what if they
That's
go?
what the
What
Jazz
if they
struggle
go?
with.
What if they go small?
And the issue with why they can't go small this year is because the Jazz couldn't do anything against going small because Rudy Gobert can't punish any mismatches.
Yeah, I can't speak
Carl
to that.
Anthony-
I haven't watched the Jazz.
Karl Anthony Towns can punish any mismatch if you go small. So then you have the issue of, do you want to risk going small and then Karl Anthony Towns is scoring every possession? That's why I think going small against the T-Wolves isn't going to work the same way it did against the Jazz.
But here's the thing: if Carl Anthony Towns scores every possession, do you think they'll win?
I think eventually they'll start sending doubles and that will lead to kickouts and ball movement.
He can't
and-
score 120 points.
I mean, no one ever does. Like, even when guys have like KD last year against the Bucks, he was going 1-on-1. He still scored, 40, 50. Like, eventually guys are going to get involved, but you can't go small against the T-Wolves, in my opinion, because Karl Anthony Towns will win that matchup. If you have a bunch of 6-7 guys on the court trying to exploit Rudy Gobert on the other end, Karl Anthony Towns is going to exploit you back. That's why when I'll go back to the Clippers and Dallas series when Kristaps Porzingis was there. When the Clippers went small, Kristaps Porzingis was meant to be the one who was meant to stop the Clippers from that working, but he didn't punish any mismatches, which is why they ended up playing Boban Marjanovic trying to do the same thing, which is the counter to small ball is size inside. Karl Anthony Towns would be that size inside, which is why I don't think it would work against the Timberwolves the same way it did against the Jazz, because Rudy Gobert can't do that.
Still Maddox sent a super chat, said, go ahead, Yor.
No, we can be off it.
Still Maddox super chat. And Ace, since I pulled you in, you can answer this too while you're here. Before you ask your question, whose career in game is better, T-Mac, Vince, Melo? We'll start with Mars. We'll start with you. T-Mac, Vince, Melo.
T-Mac's the best, like by far. T-Mac, Melo, Vince, I think.
What's the criteria?
Better career.
He said whose career and game is better. So it's like you could technically do two of these, but
I just went off game. All their careers were else.
T-Mac, Melo, Vince. Career's probably Melo though. T-Mac, Vince, I guess.
Yeah. Euro?
Career, I'll probably say Melo. But game, I'm going to go with T-Mac.
J-Rob?
And that last part again, who am I comparing? So I'm in the chat right now.
Whose career and game is better? Just whose game's better? T-Mac, Vince, Melo.
Melo.
And then?
I mean, I think the easy, probably Melo, T-Mac, Vince. I think that's kind of easy.
Ace? Ace, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Whose game's better? T-Mac, Vince, or Melo?
I'm gonna go Melo, T-Mac, and Vince.
Okay. So you're on the J-Rob train. Fire. What you got for us, bro?
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me say I don't know if you guys remember the name, but I do donate frequently. On YouTube, I am Let's Talk Basketball.
Fire.
So if you guys remember
What's
that
up,
name,
bro?
he donated. That's me.
Fire. Yes, sir.
But I do have a question. Looking back at how talented DeMarcus Cousins was, where do you think he would rank in the league today if he was in his prime?
Ooh,
amongst
Prime
centers.
Boogie.
In today's league?
Yeah, amongst the centers, not players, just centers.
Easily top
top
5.
three.
I want to say 3.
Yeah,
Top
he's
3
third.
easily.
Just say he's third.
After Embiid and Jokic.
Yeah.
I would say he's third.
Who's he better than?
I think he has a possibility of being better than Embiid or Jokic. not
Okay.
It's a possibility.
Okay. I
Prime
respectfully disagree.
Prime Boogie was
Wait,
good,
can you
but
say the
not
question one more time again?
Boogie-
I've been
Boogie
on-
was-
I've been in the
Boogie-
chat. I've been in
Prime
the
Boogie was
chat.
wild.
was Boogie
bro.
ever close to MVP level though?
No.
I didn't think so. Like not
A
even.
lot of that.
Wait, what was the
A lot of
I
that.
mean, maybe.
Individually,
Here's the thing. The
individually,
reason why
but
this
not
is
team wise, because the teams always suck.
Right, of course.
Thank you. His team always sucked. That's why he wasn't in the MVP conversation.
and not just that. Also, he had has a terrible reputation. And so when we talk about narrative and everything like that, I think that is why he's not even talked about now as the way that, when Melo was out the league and they tried to get him back in or whatever, like the whole basketball community kind of sort of rallied behind that cause. Nobody's doing that for Boogie right now. And I think it's because of the reputation that has been perpetuated, either justly or unjustly, depending on how you look at it, you know what I mean, by the media.
I'm gonna ask for like the fourth time. What is the question, guys?
Where would DeMarcus Cousins rank as a center today in his prime?
You're not gonna like this, Mars, at all. You're gonna hate this one. You're gonna hate this shit, bro. If DeMarcus Cousins in his prime, he's better than Jokic, bro. DeMarcus Cousins at his absolute best is better than Jokic, in my opinion.
That's got to be racially motivated. That's the only explanation I have. That's crazy.
I really feel that's an opinion for sure, but I think DeMarcus Cousins at his absolute best, like when DeMarcus Cousins was DeMarcus Cousins, I think I'm rocking
problem, bro.
I think I'm
he doesn't do
him.
anything on the basketball court better than. Okay.
I think I'll be L Rob on that one. You can call me L Rob on that. I'll take the L on that one for sure. I'll be L Rob. You can throw those in the chat, but that's how I'm feeling. Prime Boogie. People don't know Prime Boogie was a
Diva,
movie,
bro. Diva,
He was a beast. He was a beast, but I don't know if I could give you Jokic.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Like I could be wrong, and I could be
definitely
L Rob. You can throw them L Robs in there because I can't even like. I mean, if you look at the careers right now, one is clearly better than the other. I can't.
Of course,
this take.
Of course.
Can't defend this take, but that's how I feel.
This is yeah. I feel you. I loved Prime Boogie. Prime Boogie was a monster.
Prime Boogie was a movie, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like there's this.
Son,
like
I swear on everything.
Sacramento.
They could have beat the Warriors, bro. I swear on everything.
That Pelicans team.
Warriors. Yes, I swear on everything. They could have beat them.
They could have been great with the Pels.
Rondo, Drew, Cousins, AD.
Yeah,
they
AD.
was all one, bro. Oh my god.
I think as basketball fans, we did not get what we were supposed to get out of like what we were going to see from Boogie. Like I think we were robbed of him being with the Kings and shit. Like we were robbed of like how good he could have been.
Off. Yo, did you have anything else for us? I love that question, by the way.
Yeah, I had a couple questions. Do you guys, when people talk about LeBron and the accolades, or I guess the MVPs that he should or shouldn't have, in my personal opinion, I don't think that he was actually robbed of any MVPs. I think that the people who got MVPs over him deserved it. So I just wanted to know, like, do you guys actually believe that there are players who quote unquote robbed LeBron of having an MVP?
Rob LeBron
or any extra MVP that he may or may not have gotten.
This is the thing that I don't like. Like a lot of people say that Jokic robbed Embiid or some shit. I think the majority. Nah, I think the majority of cases for MVPs, I think a lot of them, like
even
NBA
Mars,
history,
they
all
all
have
the second MVP. He should have got the second one.
Who? Jokic?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
I mean, Jokic isn't my MVP, but I wouldn't say it's a robbery. I just don't agree with it.
I think it is a robbery. I'm gonna tell you why it's a robbery. It's a robbery. Well, first to answer your question, I just think personally some players who are like great get snubbed due to what is it called? Voters fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
I think voter fatigue plays a role in a lot of these players' MVPs, to be honest, because they're media based awards.
So I hate accolades, but I think 2006 you have a case LeBron over Steve Nash. I would have still gone Steve Nash, but I think there's a case. Then you got 2011. People say he should have got over D Rose. I think D Rose was the MVP. Then you got 2014. That's KD. 15 and 16. 17 was Russ and Harden. So I don't think LeBron had that one. People say 18 should have been LeBron instead of James Harden. I don't agree with that one. and then you got 2020 with Giannis. So I don't think LeBron's lost an MVP he should have won. No, I think he has the 4 he deserves.
I think the one where the year Harden won, I think that could have been. We could debate that one. He had more points, rebounds, steals, shot better from 3 and from 2.
Nah, bro. I don't consider it robberies because I think a lot of
You talking
people
about
who
like
wins MVP. There's
are
very
you talking
valid
about like a
reasons.
per game basis or totals like towards the end of the
Total.
season?
I'm talking about totals for the season. Totals for the season, not per game basis.
I think Trae Young led the league in points and assist totals this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. He did, Mars.
Don't really care about totals, as you can tell by my John Stockton opinions.
Yeah. Facts.
You got anything else? Last thing.
No. Love the show. Appreciate you guys inviting me. Keep doing your thing.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Also,
Let's Talk Basketball. I love Let's Talk Basketball. It's one of my favorite viewers, Jim.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Dub, I also got to talk to you, too, about, like, you talking about this MVP thing. Like, you don't think they moved the goalpost for the MVP? Like, the criteria don't change depending on the year?
And that's the shit I hate. That's the only thing I hate. I hate how they're always switching the goalposts. I think it's the stupidest thing. If you go choose a criteria, just stick with it. But if I'm gonna be real, I think everybody who won the MVP in NBA history, there's always valid reasonings on why they could win it and why they deserve it. Which is why, to me, saying that somebody robbed it from somebody else, I could never say that because I think everybody deserves it.
I'm gonna tell you why I think Embiid was robbed over Jokic. And there's nothing against Jokic's numbers, statistics, stat totals this year. I think my issue with Jokic winning it this year is the fact that he won it as like the 6th, 7th seed, as the 6th seed. And I think that's a lot of for years we've heard like, oh,
6 seed can't win it.
Yeah, like your team has to be successful. This guy can't get it because of where his team's at and this, that, and the third. And it's like, yes, Jokic had a hell of a year, but it's like he was excused from that logic. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
that's the goalpost shit that doesn't make sense.
I think that's the goalpost. Yeah.
Yo, King Von, what's good?
Yo, what's good?
What you got for us,
I
bro?
got a quick question for Mars. Yo, Mars, what do you think peak Hakeem defensively was? And why is he better than Will? What's your criteria?
Better than Will?
Peak Hakeem defensively, I think, is outside of Bill Russell the best defender of all time. I think Wilt Chamberlain might be third on that list. But
okay, but why is he better than Wilt?
I'm a Wilt Chamberlain hater, like notoriously. But B, I just think if we're looking at Wilt Chamberlain's best year, which to me is 1967, or his best group of years, 1964 to 67, I personally think Hakeem's a better scorer. I think Wilt Chamberlain's probably a better passer. And then I'm taking Hakeem's defense.
No, not offensively, just defensively.
Oh, defensively. Okay, I think Hakeem, to me, is a better rim protector. Like, to me, I don't know if you agree with that or not. I think Hakeem, in terms of, it's hard to measure Wilt Chamberlain's defensive impact because it's similar to like Bill Russell, but he didn't lead great defensive teams as good as Bill Russell. So he always looks like a fast second, but he was still great. But I'm taking Hakeem because I think he's the best paint protector of the modern era. I think on the perimeter, he does more. I think he didn't hunt blocks as much as Wilt Chamberlain did. Wilt Chamberlain tend to goaltend a whole bunch because he just jumped at everything, which I think
I agree with that.
I think that would work against him, in my opinion. So I think Wilt Chamberlain, for me, if I was ranking those guys, I'd try to stay away from it. I think Bill Russell would be the best defender. Hakeem second, Wilt Chamberlain would probably be third on that list. I don't think there's a huge gap between second and third. I just think Hakeem's number 2, in my opinion.
Satisfied with that answer?
Yeah.
Fire. You got anything else, Russ? Oh, he just bounced. That was elite, bro. Just in and out. I like that. WK, here's the attention you were looking for, you weirdo. Menace, what's good, bro? Dude. Menace has been in here for a minute, so.
WK. That's weird, bro.
Bro, he's just so sad, bro. It's like just relax, enjoy yourself, or just leave. Sleeping.
Just get the fuck.
Sleeping, you figured it out,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's the final countdown.
Okay, Mars, you need to be stopped. And you need to be stopped right now. Because you doing something really dangerous right now. You have people in this Discord now saying KD is better defensively than freaking D-Wade because he rim protects. So we need to stop it right now.
I never made anyone say that.
Whoa, what?
Yes,
I
this
never
is
made
because
anyone
his
say that.
narrative he's pushing right now is making people saying, "Oh, because he rim protects and he's a pink defender, quote unquote, he's a better defender to be way like other defenders like this." So this is why it's getting nasty.
You saying Mars is calling propaganda?
Mars, I need to ask you a question because like Dub, you posed a great question earlier. Okay, where do people guard Steph? Where do people start guarding Steph?
I mean, full court, half court, depends on the team.
Okay. Predominantly, where do most of the most dominant offensive players today have their bread and butter? Like, where's they trying to get off the most?
Huh? Wait, what?
Okay, where's like most offensive players right now trying to get the most points from? Where are they trying to get off the most? Where the most comfortable
Like
at?
on the court?
Yeah, on the court. Like further
So you got Jokic. Jokic is at the paint. Giannis is in the paint. LeBron is in the paint. Steph is from free. KD and Embiid from the mid range, and KD and Embiid from the mid range. Who else offensive? Superstar.
He's talking about the majority, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going through superstars. I don't know who else he was asking about.
Is this a guard-driven league or like a forward/center guarded league?
As in what,
like,
the best players, are they
like
more guards or
which is this more guard dominated or like center dominated and stuff like that?
I mean, three of the top five arguably all bigs, but
yeah, but for the most part,
that's it after them though.
But we're talking about dominated. We're not going to be talking about
like who runs the league,
perimeter
players or interior players. Like, what's the majority where the league is at right now? The answer is perimeter players, boss. I know you know the answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting at right now. So especially the front line. Okay, when Dub said, "Hey, when the front line, when people on the front line,
bring that shit here, boy."
People in the front line are the most important because if you stop people from the front line, there's no need for the people in the freaking back line / the freaking last sort of defense. Okay, you already stopped them. So if they already stopped them in the perimeter, there's no need for this. So if someone is always doing their job versus people that doesn't have to do their job at every single time, the perimeter is way more important than the freaking paint and the freaking rim protection.
I'll agree with you if you can tell me one player who always does their job.
Wait, what?
If you can tell me one player who's never allowed them to beat them off the dribble and get to the paint, and that will prove that.
But you act like you
if you can prove that point, I'll
always
agree
do
with
their
you.
job though.
He's the one who said if perimeter players stop their opponent, the rim protector doesn't have to do anything. So if you can prove if you can find one guy who can do that every time, I'll agree with you.
That's a dumb point.
If you can find one guy who can do that every time, I'll agree with you.
But that's
name one guy that can guard the freaking rim every single time. Name one guy that can stop every single shot from the in the paint and every shot from the rim. That's a dumb point.
I never made the point of if someone stops someone every time, the backline defense wouldn't have to do anything. You made that point. So if you can find someone who stops someone every time, I'll agree with you. Otherwise, you just made it hypothetical. He said if someone stops someone every time, the rim protectors don't have anything to do. If someone can find someone who stops someone every time, which means the rim protectors have nothing to do, I'll agree with him. Otherwise, he just said something that never happens and never will happen. And he just said it to make a point of how someone on the perimeter could be more impactful. But they aren't because that never happens.
Even if it doesn't happen every single play, there's nothing in basketball can happen every single time. Not everyone's going to be able to guard the paint.
So then why did you make up the hypothetical?
I'm saying, but it is a possibility. If it is a possibility.
If you can show me one example of that being a possibility, I'll agree with you.
If someone stops somebody in the perimeter and they can't even make it to the baseline or to the freaking rim, what are the like Rudy Gobert, somebody like Rudy Gobert is gonna do?
Yeah, if someone gets a stop,
like
the
he's
paint
not
protector
yeah, he's
doesn't
stopping
have
him.
to stop
He's stopping
anyone.
him at
Yes,
the perimeter. So they always have to do their job. Like regardless of any play, they always have to do their job. But interior defenders don't always have to do their job. That's my point.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it's perimeter defense is way more important because it's way more important because the perimeter defenders always have to do the job, but the interior defenders don't always have to do their job.
So you're saying that the interior defender could take more plays off than a perimeter defender. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Sleeping.
Okay.
Sleeping. Hold on. We have to go to halftime really quick. Are you cooking Mars right now?
Like I'm not saying I'm cooking Mars, but like I do need. I'm not going hard right now. But I think.
This is just layup lines for you.
I should go hard.
Marcy said you light work.
This is a dangerous notion. Very push because now we have people saying KD is the better defender than freaking D Wade is. So I have to.
That's got nothing to do with me.
I just want to say, dogs.
Yes, it does.
Right now,
yes,
JD.
it does.
Fuck the dogs.
You are the catalyst of this. You are the catalyst of this.
No, I'm not the only person who believes paint protection is more valuable than perimeter defense. I'm not the only person who believes that. And I didn't push the agenda in the Discord. I don't think anyway.
Yo, Mars, you're getting blasted for doing something, for not knowing what you did.
What I do now?
They said, Mars, wait, the whole propaganda. This is your fault.
You pushing this propaganda is.
Yo. This is why they call you Dictator Mars, yo.
Hold up, Mars. Wait, you're pushing a KD is better than Dwight Wade defending?
No, I never pushed.
No.
He had an argument with Finals MVP,
him saying this
and now he's blaming me for Finals MVP's opinion.
It's pushing that narrative, and that people are running away with it. To say KD is better than defender than D Wade.
I never started this narrative of perimeter defense being less valuable than paint defense. I don't know who came up with it. I believe that other people also believe that. It's not because of me.
No.
I'm not just running a cult where everyone just believes what I say.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know, Mars.
But in the PC multiverse, you definitely were the person to introduce that.
I believe that paint protection is more important than perimeter defense. I'm not pushing that on anyone. I just state my opinions and people agree or disagree.
But like, so he poses a great question. Wouldn't you have to say that KD's a better defender just because of the value that he brings as an interior defender compared to Dwight Wade? Wouldn't you have to say that?
I wouldn't have to do that because that would imply that I'd have to say someone like. Let me think of someone. I'd have to say someone like who's an okay rim protector. Bill Laimbeer is a better defender than Kawhi Leonard for the same reason. That's what it implies.
Wait, okay, so
I don't believe
so
that.
do you or do you not think KD's a better defender than D Wade?
Huh?
Do you or do you not think KD's a better defender than D Wade? Yes or no?
I think D Wade at his peak was a better defender than KD.
Sleeping thoughts?
So that's what you could have started by asking if I agreed with that opinion, and we wasn't about to go through all this.
Okay, I want everybody in the Discord to hear this shit, so y'all need to stop pushing this thing.
I never agreed with Finals MVP when he said it in the Discord. All you had to do was start this discussion by asking me if I agreed with that statement, and we could have avoided this whole conversation.
Sleeping, can you please, for everyone who isn't familiar with Mars in Discord, can you please just explain what he is like in Discord?
Mars? Yeah. Yo, Mars is like Lex Luthor. He's a villain. He's actually a villain in this Discord. And everyone just follows what, like, a lot of people doesn't even meet much in Mars. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, okay, Sleeping, it was good having you, bro. And on that note, oh my God. Woo. All right, let's see if Menace is working, up and running. I've seen him leave and come back, so. Oh my God, bro. My head is killing me. Menace, what's good, bro?
Mars?
Kind of. I don't know where. That's like, is your phone upside down? Like, what are you talking into? Bro, are you trapped somewhere? Like,
this dude is underwater, man.
Yeah, this is crazy. Do you need to be saved? It's like getting worse and worse.
Blink twice if you're in danger.
Right. More of like you feel me? I was really hoping for Sleep to come in here and have that heat, man. I ain't gonna lie.
You know, I will say this, man. For all the people that be trying to come at Mars and talking all that shit, whatever, nobody's actually ever really coming.
They be folded.
I be ready with my popcorn and shit, and y'all just
Mars is a paint protector, bro. He's just out here blocking shots. Can nobody do nothing?
That's Rudy Gobert.
Yo, Menace, can you hear us, bro? Oh, peace. Let's get Slim in here. Yo, Slim. Oh my God, bro. My head is literally pounding. Like, it feels like somebody took a 2x4, bought me on the back of the head. Slim, what's good, bro?
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yo, what's up? PCL in the chat. What's up, Dub?
Pillow talking right now. What's good?
I know this motherfucker got a sexy voice on and shit, man. What is happening, bro?
Player's choice late night.
Let me take you out.
Damn, bro. Bro, definitely laying down.
Joe Byron.
You know what I'm saying? He over Shorty house right now, you know?
You got one hand behind your head or what?
Every time I be in the chat, I just wanted to,
You got your feet
know
up
what I'm
right
saying?
now?
Come in here, see what's shout out with everybody, see what's going on. What was the topic y'all you was talking about? Because I came in here kind of late.
We were talking about your radio voice. Sounded like you're trying to Mr. Suave over here.
That's just me, man. That's how I talk. You know, Slim, 2 M's.
Yeah, let him know, man. JD don't know about this pimping.
You know the vibes.
You know the vibes. You know the vibes. You from the East Coast for sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, where you at?
Detroit in the house.
Yeah, already could tell from that area.
But yeah, no, I was just coming here to give more of my Jokic slander.
Okay, floor is yours, Slim.
What's your slander?
I just wanted to get with Mars. So I was just like, so I want to get an opinion on. So my top 5 going to next season, right? I got Giannis, Steph, KD, Bron, and then Jokic in order, right? I want to know, like, Euro, your thoughts. Dub, I respect Euro's opinion, so I want to know his thoughts. And then Mars is going to argue.
That's crazy.
Number 6.
Yo, shouting out
Mars, can somebody else get some shine? Goddamn, man. Everybody that calls up, they be wanting to hear what you got to say. Can I get some shit?
That boy said, Dub, please just don't speak when I answer this question. You said this one out.
I respect Dub's opinion, you know what I'm saying?
He said, Dub, I respect Euro's opinion, so shut the fuck up.
I respect this. I respect you, but you shut up this time. You shut up this tape.
Nah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's crazy.
All right, really quick, because I missed the top 5. Can you give me your 5 again?
Yeah.
So going into next season, I got Giannis, and then I got Steph, and then I got KD, I got LeBron, and then I got Jokic, which he's fighting with Embiid. So it's like Jokic and Embiid right there.
Okay. And you want me to answer what?
So, like, what is your opinion? Like, I mean, I haven't heard anybody like Euro. I don't think I heard your opinion on like your top 5 or top 10 going into next season, or where you think the rankings are going to be for those top superstars in the league. Dub, I think I've heard like
I mean,
one or
I ain't
two of
going front,
yours.
man. I've never actually had to come out and say this, so you kind of like put me in the corner right now, or trap me in the corner. But I don't like ranking guys. I don't like ranking teams. I don't like giving predictions. I'd rather just watch and then, make my assessment based off of what I've seen, whether that's 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, or whatever. It changes as the season goes on. So if you say like, before the season even starts, your predictions, Giannis is number 1, Steph number 2, 3, whatever. Like obviously, you're going off of the success that they had in previous seasons or whatever. I can't be mad at that. That's your opinion. Even I think it's a good opinion, but at the end of the day, man, like we don't know what Giannis will do. We don't know what Steph will do. We don't, Steph can come through and just lay a complete egg the first, 30 games and be in a shooting slump and not be able to get out of it type of shit. We don't know none of these things. So I honestly, man, I don't have a top 5 going into next year. I don't have a top 5 for players, for teams. It just really doesn't matter to me all that much, to be honest.
With that being said, Luka number 1.
Ticket TVs in the chat. Ticket TVs in the chat. Ticket
sighting. With
Yo,
that,
Ticket, come get this one-on-one with bars, bro.
I mean, I
pull
was
up, Ticket,
expecting
pull
it. I
up,
was
add
expecting
Ticket,
it. I mean,
spam,
I
add
think, you know what I'm
Ticket in the
saying? Because
chat.
you're right. You
Spam,
know, you never
add
know
Ticket in the
what
chat.
is
It's
going to happen, how
damn
people
near
are going
3
to
a.m.
come
It's
out. But at the same
insane.
time, you
Spam,
know what I'm
add
saying?
Yo,
That's part of
chill.
the, I guess that's part of the allure and part of the fun of it is kind of putting your spin on what you see and
Those
what
in
you
the chat.
predict of these players and their abilities. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I will say, okay, if you want to put it like that, I mean, I got Giannis at number one for sure. You know what I'm saying? I think Embiid is probably my front runner for MVP for the simple fact that we've been talking about that for a minute. I look back at Jokic when he won his first MVP that season or whatever. You know, he had a whole bunch of people in his corner, mainly his coach, talking about, the reason why Jokic is not MVP is because Jokic is not quote unquote sexy, like his game is not sexy and shit like that. So off of that, it kind of like magnified and, you know, shifted the focus to Jokic. And now everybody was talking about, oh shit, Jokic for MVP. And guess what happened? Jokic won the MVP. So I think that's the same thing that's happening with Embiid. You know, he's been quote unquote shorted the MVP or, you know, robbed of MVP, you know, back-to-back seasons, if you want to say that. He has something to prove. They have a new and improved roster. You know, they can take it far. So I think Embiid definitely for MVP. That's my prediction. And Giannis is the best player next year. Does that work for you?
I'm down with that. I definitely think Embiid should have won last year. I dislike Jokic, but just the amount of work he's putting in and being like the cornerstone of that franchise, I feel like he definitely should have won, and just elevating them to a level that they haven't been to in like years. So
yeah,
I definitely think he should have been MVP last season. And then for Giannis, I just think Giannis is the best player in the league right now, like on both sides of the ball.
I can agree with that. Well, here's the thing. I think none of that will even be remotely close to the number one conversation that's going to be had throughout the duration of the season, because the Lakers are still going to suck and everybody's going to focus on LeBron, and there's going to be a whole bunch of like, you know, agendas being revealed in terms of like, you know, LeBron is really not that guy, or LeBron is over, or LeBron is coming back. He just don't have, you know what I mean? It's just so much conversation that everybody's going to be
Do you think Lakers are going to
Lakers.
get off of Westbrook and get like that Buddy Hield trade to go through?
Well, what's Buddy Hield going to do?
I mean, it gives you a shooter instead of a
like we're talking the Lakers. We're talking about winning championships. Like, you think you can do that by getting rid of Westbrook and then adding Buddy Hield? You think they immediately become a contender with Buddy Hield?
Well, I don't think you become an immediate contender. I think your chances are better.
I like Buddy Hield too. I think he's a great fucking player. But I'm just saying, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, this is, I think, unfair expectation on LeBron as well. So you swap out somebody that is, you know, consensus, the quote unquote bad guy. Okay, we got to get rid of us, replace him with any fucking body. We got somebody that's halfway decent, and all of a sudden we expect LeBron and the Lakers to fucking make it happen now.
Well,
with
I think
Buddy
that's
Hield,
because they're only 2 years removed from their last. They're only 2 years, really 2 years-ish removed from their last championship.
They got Anthony
So
Davis
like
as well,
them being at that, and then we haven't seen AD fully healthy for a season, and then
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And so you say that, you know, how long have you been watching? Because I don't know if you know my opinion on Anthony Davis, but I'm not putting no eggs in that basket. Period.
I don't either, but I just feel like if we go off of, I don't put a whole lot. Let me say no. I won't say no bags in that. No eggs in that basket. I'll say I'm not very high on him right now, based off. I think his mentality needs to have a shift. You feel what I'm saying? More than anything.
Mentality?
Yeah, because he has skill and the talent. It's more. I think that AD, his mentality is what holds him back more than anything.
Not his injuries.
Well, injuries plays a part of that, but if you got healthy and had the mentality to stay healthy and get with the right trainers beforehand, I don't feel like he does.
No, this sounds like Ticket, bro. No, he can't control that, son.
Mentality to stay healthy is crazy.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like, I hate.
I know.
Well, I mean, I'm going from the aspect of putting in the work to figure out what's up with your body. Because you gotta think he's been injury prone. Look, he's been injury prone.
He's not trying to be hurt.
He was with the Pelicans.
Like, bro, AD ain't out there going out there trying to get hurt, bro.
No, but here's the thing. Are you talking about
mentality not to get hurt?
No, listen. Are you talking about with like, you know, the example of LeBron spending $500,000 or $1 million a year to, like, you know, kind of prevent
like,
knick-knack
I'm not saying
injuries
he has
from
to
happening?
go
Are you
to
talking
that
about
link.
like
That's
that?
crazy because that's LeBron's thing. But I think at the time, you go into the season, you think, okay, let me identify why I got hurt. Let me identify where I need to improve and what I need to do, both if it be nutritional, from training standpoint, whatever it may be. But you go into the offseason, you chilling. You feel what I'm saying?
How do we know that he's
Like, you're
not doing
like,
that,
you
though?
How do you know though? How do you
But
know
you feel what I'm
that,
saying?
bro? Are you
How
saying
many of
that?
Anthony
I
Davis
don't
Are you
feel
saying
like
that
I don't
because
feel
you
like
watch
gotta
his
do
team?
anything.
Hold on, I literally,
And then also,
I don't know. Oh boy.
Oh man.
Yo, hold
Yes,
on,
sir.
hold on, bro. Hold on, yo. Hold on, because I can't
Lord.
do this. I
Hold up,
can't.
no, we're doing this. We're doing this. Yo, I'm gonna stay. Hold up.
JD, this is
Yo,
how we
shout
from
out
LG to JD.
Yo, hold
This is how you
on.
get your name back.
Ticket,
Yo,
you
shout
are the
out
line,
Ticket
and
and
I am
Wallace.
not a
Yo,
lion tamer. So this is gonna be interesting. Yo, Slim, we
Ticket, welcome
appreciate you,
back,
bro.
Ticket. Yes, sir.
All right,
I'm the
bet.
GOAT.
Thank you for tapping in.
My boy Ticket got that link on Instagram. I brought him in. Let's go.
Yo, hold on. Who was that that I just called in?
That was Slim.
Slim, shout out to you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Slim.
Ticket, what's good, bro?
Ticket, what's good, brother?
Man. You all feel like you at a funeral or something, man. Mars be like this all the time.
Yeah, he's looking at the chat or Discord. Who knows what he's looking at? But he's looking at one of the two things. But
I hope he's studying them notes for when I get ready to come get him this week. I can't cuss, so I'm gonna get you this week.
Yo, Ticket, when is this? When is this? Is this the thing that sorry, what day is it?
Today is Sunday, brother.
I know.
No. The what Ticket? When are you on PC next?
Are you? Yeah. When? Do you know?
You guys just hit me, and I pop up.
I mean,
he said my name 3 times like Candyman. I'm popping up.
I mean, he said
put y'all in the blender.
He's
that boy Ticket drinking that vibranium out the blender, getting ready for y'all.
He's here. Is he looking for a Mars 1v1?
Well, Ticket, since you're here, we need to ask you, JD. You should do it because you're the host. But I do want to ask about the interior versus perimeter.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Before we get there, let me address these super chats. Nick T sent a super chat, a 50p, said, how do you think it will affect KD playing next year if he has to stay with Brooklyn Nets next year? Do you think he'll sit out / not play is hard? Do you think it will not affect him? Interest on what y'all think about this. I don't think it impacts him at all.
I think KD gonna play.
Yeah, I think KD's a hooper, bro. He'll play.
KD's gonna play basketball.
He just want to hoop, bro. Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna play as hard though.
Bro,
I actually don't feel that way.
I think anytime KD's out on a basketball,
he just plays, bro.
Like
he just plays, bro. He's gonna just be himself,
bro. Dre just missed this, but he sent a super chat, said, would DeMarcus Cousins be the best center in the league if he wasn't injured? Dre, go back I don't know, we're almost at 2 hours. Go back to hour 40-ish, I want to say, and go watch the whole we actually just discussed that.
Or if you don't want to go back, the answer's no. You're welcome.
Dre
it's a possibility.
Dre sent another super chat and said, nah, Ticket in the blender got it. Yo, Ticket, I got to ask about the blender because that's probably actually my favorite thing that you do is drinking it straight out the blender. How come?
Wrong, man.
Why come?
Why come?
You know what I'm saying? Like drink the juice out of the refrigerator. You ain't even gotta pour it in a cup.
Yeah.
You understand? When you put things in your house, you can you're a man. If you can't do that,
right.
Yo, what are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Man, I'm drinking a strawberry smoothie, man.
Strawberry smoothie? That's fire.
Yo,
that's very manly.
Ticket.
Made it yourself? You made it yourself?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, real man make shit themselves, man.
He put a little Hennessy in that joint too.
That's what grown men do.
That's right.
You gotta do manly things. Like I said before, if you can't go in your house, walk to your refrigerator right now and drink out the car, and you ain't no man.
That's an interesting perspective. Okay, so
I feel him.
This show, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Nick T is literally just setting records for himself. Just a one-man band over here. Just sent a 300 piece. 300 chat. He said the show is in full gear now. Can't wait to hear what Ticket has to say to Mars. I'm rooting for you, dog. We're here for the 1v1. I added.
So do you want
Nick, you know the message gets read if you just send $1, right?
Hey, that's
No,
why
no,
Mars.
Mars, what are you doing, bro?
I know. What is
Mars is crazy, man.
Hey, Ticket, here's the question I had. What is more valuable in basketball, right? Interior defending or perimeter defending?
Perimeter defending.
Ooh, I told you. I knew it.
Why is that? Why is
I knew
that?
he was going to say it. I knew he was.
Did he freeze?
No, did he freeze?
Come on.
It was. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You hear?
Yeah, no, he said, why is that?
Yeah, why do you feel as if perimeter? Because Mars disagrees. So I want to know your point of view.
I mean, obviously Mars gonna disagree. Mars don't know basketball. But that's why I'm here. There's no problem.
Hashtag does Mars know basketball?
Perimeter is the most important because if you perimeter defense, you don't have interior defense. You got to have a front line. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand you.
I understand.
I told you, Jay.
The front line has been dropped 3 times today.
General Dub in full effect.
Full effect.
Ticket, come back.
Dub. General Dub is top 3. I said top 5 earlier. I'm gonna say top 3, bro. You know what?
Just because Mars was trying context, man, to put words into my mouth. But if y'all knew what was up, bro, with that little argument, bro.
Let me ask you this, Ticket. Let me ask you a question. We did a start bench cut earlier. The start bench cut was Bam Adebayo, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert. Who was your start bench cut?
Start Towns, bench Bam, and cut the other dude.
Why?
Ticket. Yes, I want to know why, and I want to know if it's because do you think that his lack of offense just doesn't make up for?
Yeah.
Does his contract situation play any parts of this?
Man can't even make a jump hook over a guard, man. Come on, bro. I can't really play you like that. I'm just being honest, bro. I can't play you like that. At least with Cat, I can get a block and a half from Cat. He gonna give me 10 to 12 rebounds anyways, you know, and then he gonna give me 25 points on top of that. And with Bam, he's gonna give me defense, shot blocking, and at least 19 to 22 points.
Do you think Rudy is a dominant defender, or do you think it is do you think it's a lot of like the statistics are a little like cloudy?
He in that Draymond Green range.
Oh no, Ticket.
So one of the best defenders in the NBA.
Draymond Green range. What do you mean by that? What do you mean Draymond Green range?
One of the most overrated defenders in the league. He's a good help defender, help shot blocker, but he ain't stopping nobody one-on-one. Rudy Gobert is not stopping anybody one-on-one in the post. He's a great help defender. Where if you get beat, if the guard gets beat, he's gonna come over and block the shot. But one-on-one, he ain't stopping nobody, man. And that's just the truth.
And Draymond Green falls under that category as well.
No, Draymond Green is just a dude who he's a good role player that y'all over-glorify. And I'm going to keep saying that, bro. And I'm going to tell the truth about it. He's a good role player that's not great at anything, but he's good at a couple things.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because even if he is not great at a lot of things, but he's good at a whole bunch of different things or whatever, you have to agree to the fact that he is the reason why the Warriors are successful. Like they're not. You don't think so?
I disagree, man. No, because bro, when they set him down in the finals, the Warriors got better. He ain't taking the toughest defensive assignments. Iggy did in the NBA Finals, won the Finals MVP.
Do you think that Andrew
Wiggins
Wiggins?
just did.
Do you think Wiggins was more valuable than? Do you think Wiggins is more valuable?
Yes.
I do think Iggy's value is underrated. Not in comparison to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Especially not in comparison to anybody on his team. I'm just saying overall, generally speaking, Iggy's value is underrated. The same way Trevor Ariza's value was underrated during that Lakers championship.
Everybody can get upset. I'm not changing my mind
JaVale
about that.
and Dwight's in the bubble.
Yeah, I'm just not changing my mind about that, dog. The dude is overrated, man. Bro, you're gonna be a great passer. Listen, he's never averaged 10 assists. He's playing with Stephen Clay, and he pushed the ball and make the most passes out of anybody. He's never averaged double-figure assists. He's never averaged double-figure rebounds ever. Bro, go count how many seasons Charles Barkley averaged 10 rebounds a game, and he was 6'4".
Yeah, but hold on. But you just said that he's not, great at a lot of things, but he's good at a bunch of things or whatever. So why are you not holding it against him that he's not great at like racking up assists and rebounds?
Because they say he's a Hall of Famer and he ain't. It's levels to this, bro. He's a Hall of Famer.
He got a lot of hardware.
Doesn't matter, bro.
Do you
He
think?
got hardware based
Do you
off
think
who he's
Derek
playing
Fisher
with,
is?
man.
Do you think Derek Fisher is a Hall of Famer?
No, they're role players, bro. Role players ain't superstars, man. Superstars got to be able to go give it to you, man.
So only superstars supposed to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, that's the Hall of Fame. That's the basketball Hall of Fame.
Right. But what do you do in college? What do you do at Michigan State? What do you do in Saginaw High, wherever the fuck you from?
Listen, was he one of the best players in the country?
No.
I don't know. I'm just saying. It's like, are you considering all of this stuff? Because it's not the NBA Hall of Fame.
Hold on. Was Kareem one of the best players in the country?
Yeah,
was Mike
for sure.
one of the best players in the country?
I mean, I don't know. He got cut.
Yeah. You can go through the college ranks and look at all them dudes in the hall. Most of them dudes either they came overseas. Ginobili came overseas. He's one of the best players in international basketball. He's one of the greatest Argentina players that ever played the game of basketball.
I don't know. He got one EuroLeague title.
No, but you're not hearing me. I'm talking about player. He's one of the greatest players to ever come out of Argentina.
Okay.
Ever.
And what about Ben Wallace?
Nigga, Ben Wallace was dominant. Do you not know that Ben Wallace got more votes in the All-Star game in 2004 than Kobe? Man, it's like 5 or 6 stars that he got. Bro, Ben Wallace finished top in the MVP voting. When has Draymond Green ever finished top 10 MVP voting? In any year?
2016.
What was he? What was he ranked?
Like 5th.
In MVP voting?
Yep.
Well, they need to spit on everybody.
You asked the question. I just answered it.
Everybody who voted that man got to spit on, dog.
Yo,
same people voted for Ben
Wallace. We gotta be realistic, bro. Hey, listen, we gotta be realistic. Y'all asked me about Rudy Gobert. I told you the truth. He's a great help defender. He ain't no good one-on-one defender. The great one-on-one defenders, you're looking at dudes like Dikembe Mutombo, Hakeem Olajuwon, all them dudes. They were great one-on-one and help defenders.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing with you when it comes to that. I said this before, like, you know.
Okay, so what I'm saying is based off his game, not Steph Curry, not Klay Thompson, not Kevin Durant, based off his game. He's not a Hall of Famer, bro. If he wasn't, listen, ask yourself this question. If he didn't play with Steph and Klay, do you guys think he has all those accolades?
Well, of course not the championships and stuff.
But if Ben Wallace doesn't play, with Ben Wallace
hold on. Ben Wallace made Detroit.
But if he didn't play with Chauncey Billups and company, Rip Hamilton.
But that's people's argument for Draymond too. They're talking about if Draymond is not on the Warriors, they're not having the same type of success that they're having.
Right now.
I'm on him, chat. I'm on him, chat.
Hold on. Shout out to Chauncey Billups. Big salute to you, homie. What was Chauncey before he played for Detroit? He was almost out the freaking league.
Couldn't you say the same thing about Ben Wallace?
I don't know. No, he wasn't. No. He wasn't almost out the league. That dude was a bona fide journeyman for sure, but he wasn't out the league.
Chauncey Billups was a journeyman who was almost on his way out the league. He even told you that.
No.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
You pull it up. You show us.
Hold on. You're on asking. Chauncey Billups was looked at as a bust before he went to Detroit. That was his last chance. Remember, he played with Denver after that. Okay, what do you know about Chauncey Billups before then?
Bro, I don't know anything about Chauncey Billups outside of him being a journeyman.
Like, you say the same thing,
but he's
about
always solid. Like, dog, if you just because you hit a bunch of different, like, you know what I mean, teams doesn't mean that you out of the league, bro. You get picked up. It's not like he racked up a whole bunch of 10 days.
He said it himself. He was almost out the league based off his expectations and his production. Larry Brown kind of saved his career when he went over there to Detroit. That's facts. That's facts, bro. Before he went to Detroit, what kind of numbers was Chauncey putting up? I dare anybody to tell me.
He got 11 his rookie year. 11 is 11-3, 11-4. He got 14-4 in his third year.
And what was the year he went to Detroit?
The year before he was on Timberwolves in 2001. He dropped 12 for 5, and then on the Pistons he went 16 for 4.
And then the next years he kind of went up a little bit, didn't he?
Next year's it stayed the same. Besides 2005, he jumped to 18.
Let me ask you a question, Mars. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Who do you think is a more impactful defender, Ben Wallace or Rudy Gobert, in your opinion?
come on, man. Don't cap, man. Bro, don't do that, y'all.
Say what you say. Say, yo, Mars, say how you feel,
y'all do
Mars.
this? Hey, yo, listen. Y'all
I'm
bring me on here and do
thinking.
this.
Mars, don't
Y'all
run
know
now,
I'm finna burn
Mars.
this
Mars,
boy,
you've
man.
been talking this whole night.
Don't do that,
Now
man.
we're
Hey,
taking
This is
it
the
over.
first time
man.
anyone's ever
Don't
asked
do
me
that
about
to
Ben
him.
Wallace.
You've
So I'm
been
telling you,
real
to just
quiet
Even
this
no
whole
question, bro.
time,
Don't do
Mars.
that, dog. Yo, why y'all do this to this boy, man? Don't do that, man. Don't
I
do
just
that,
had.
man.
Wait, Ticket, I thought you wanted the
Mars,
1v1 with Mars. We're trying to set it up.
Yeah, but y'all get ready.
Answer the question, Mars. Answer the question.
Y'all get
Mars,
ready.
I need you to
Y'all
answer that question,
Y'all
bro.
get ready to see a 187.
Mars, I just want to answer.
Man, y'all, come on, man. Y'all ain't even being funny. This ain't even funny, man. Rudy Gobert, bro. Come on, man.
I think Ben Wallace might be a better defender.
Okay,
man,
all right, all right.
You know, dog. Come on, man. Cut the cap out, man. Cut the cap out, man. Rudy Gobert ain't playing against no competition defensively. He won Defensive Player of the Year awards easy. Ben played in one of the toughest defensive player eras in the history of the game and was winning awards. Bro, he was playing when Dwight was in his prime. Right? Right or wrong? Ron Artest was in his prime. Tony Allen was in his prime. All them dudes was in their prime when Ben was collecting all them awards.
I think Draymond Green's better than both of them, but
man, kill yourself.
Yo, take it chill.
Whoa.
I'm just telling the truth, bro, man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta listen. One thing we gotta do is this. We gotta stop misleading the young generation, bro. Y'all know this. Let's be very honest, man. Draymond Green is a good rebounder. He's a good passer. He's a good defensive player, bro. Bro, what does he do? What did he dominate at? Tell me one thing he dominated at.
I mean, I'd say he's a dominant defender, but
why didn't he dominate the year Clay got hurt? You still had two Hall of Famers, according to y'all, on the team. Him and Steph.
We had a top 5 defense.
Why couldn't he give you a little bit more? That's all I'm asking.
We had a top 5 defense.
No, he was trash.
He's the reason we had a top 5 defense.
He wasn't trash.
That's a lie, man. That's a lie, bro. Look
He's the reason we had a top 5 defense. What do you mean he was trash?
The 2 years Clay was hurt. Go look at his numbers, man. Come on,
we had a top 5 defense the year we made the play-in, and that's because of Draymond Green.
Hey, listen, man. You guys insult the Hall of Fame when y'all say stuff like this, bro.
Okay, if we're just
I ain't gonna lie, Tigger. You don't think the Hall of Fame is a little bit like we kind of just letting anybody in there. I don't feel like it's as competitive.
Do it mean you got to keep watering it down?
It's been watered down. You don't think it's been watered down?
Give me 3 people. Give me 3 people in the Hall of Fame you think shouldn't be there.
Y'all gonna hit. I don't think T-Mac should be a Hall of Famer.
Okay, time out. You don't think T-Mac should be there? Some people don't think he should be there. I think he should. I don't think he should have been first ballot.
Yeah, but he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean,
it don't matter. First ballot, second ballot, it don't matter.
No,
I love.
It does matter. It does matter.
If you in there, you in there.
I love Grant Hill, but ticket. Should Grant Hill be in the Hall of Fame? Should Grant Hill be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
No.
Based off what Grant Hill did at Duke. Hold on. And then how many years did Grant Hill have in the league? Grant Hill was out there going at Jordan. Grant Hill was giving Jordan the business. You forgot?
Come on, but you talking about his college
career. Go look at Grant Hill's numbers for 7 years. He was putting up around almost damn near a 20-point nearly a 20-point triple-double, right?
So is Bradley Beal going to be a Hall of Famer?
He was giving you like 28 7.
Is Bradley Beal a Hall of Famer? Bradley Beal, he's going to have average 24.
No, because hold on, no. Bradley Beal didn't have the impact as Grant Hill, and he's been doing it.
Why not? What impact did Grant Hill have on the Pistons franchise? They ain't win nothing.
No, but they wasn't as bad as they were before he came over there. You got to remember, as Grant Hill was arising, they moved him, and then he went. Remember, he went to Orlando. That's when he got hurt.
You bringing in a nuance that doesn't matter when it comes to the Hall of Fame. Just because the team, or they weren't as bad as them, or they got a little bit better, or whatever, it don't matter. We're talking about do they have hardware, or do they not?
What was the Pistons record before he went over there?
Bro, you're asking me this type of stuff. I don't know. Nobody knows.
They were they were trash. With him, they started to get better. They started to go in the incline. Remember, bro, when he came in, he was going against Jordan, those guys. So it wasn't like he was out there going against nobody. He was giving Jordan the business back then.
Okay.
And his numbers was legit. Go look at Grant Hill's numbers for 7 years in the league.
We're trying to focus on Bradley Beal, why he's not considered a Hall of Famer. And
because I told you, hold on. because I just told you, Bradley Beal did not have an overall impact throughout his whole career that Grant Hill had in the time that he was healthy.
So I want to address,
and I'm asking what impact, because neither of them won.
No, right? Neither of them won a championship, but everybody hold on. You got to remember, it's college too, so you got to look at what Grant Hill did at Duke, and then look at what he did coming into.
Bill was nice at Kansas.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
And during that time, Kansas was a top program.
But did you think of him? Did you think of him on the
Didn't
same
Bradley
level
Beal go to Florida?
Grant Hill coming out of Duke?
Florida, my bad. I'm tripping. He did go to Florida.
No, I'm saying, but did
Is
you
Chris
think of him
is
on the
Chris
same
Webber
level?
is Chris Webber in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, Chris Webber was the only dude out there. Every team Chris Webber went to, it improved instantly.
Yeah, my bad, chat.
Chris
Florida.
Webber,
I was tripping.
Chris Webber was a 20 and 10 guy his whole career. Chris Webber, a lot of people argue that Chris Webber got robbed against the Lakers and they should have won the chip that year.
Is Shawn Kemp in the Hall of Fame?
No. Not enough good years.
Hold on. We got low pulling up in the Discord. What's good, Low?
Yo, Mars, he is literally getting away with some of the biggest lies about Draymond Green of all time. It does not make any sense at all.
Low, man.
The things he's saying about Draymond Green is literally a lie. It makes no sense.
Mars, no, don't talk to Mars.
Literally a lie.
Talk to Ticket. Don't talk to Mars. Talk to Ticket, Low.
Low, hold on, Low. What do you
Look
think
at your
Draymond
opponent
Green
in
is
his
great at?
eyes, man.
Sorry,
Wait,
Ticket.
what did you say?
Yeah, what'd you say, Ticket?
No, I asked Low, what does he think Draymond Green is great at? Great.
I don't know. I can't hear him. So if he's saying something,
He's asking you what you think
Draymond Green is great at, because apparently defense isn't the answer.
No, I'm asking you, what is he great at? Is he great at rebounding? Is he great at shot blocking? Is he great at steals? Is he great at defense? Is he great at offensively?
He's great at defense.
Why is he great, Low? You gotta come on, Low. Talk your shit.
Oh no, I can't hear nothing. I don't know. Maybe I need to grab the link or something like that. But I can't hear nothing.
Tell him to elaborate why he thinks Draymond Green is great on
like
defense,
right now, I
why
can't
his
hear a single
numbers-
thing. So if he's saying something,
He's
I can't
asking
hear
you to
nothing.
explain why Draymond Green is great at defense.
Not only is he able to like literally cover the entire floor, defend multiple positions, being able to send help and on ball, especially in times of switches with Curry, bro. Like the Warriors' numbers defensively like don't even come close when he's not on the floor. They were the #1 ranked defense this year,
so ask him,
mainly because of
Low, do you
Draymond.
still think the
Even
Warriors would've won the
the
chip
year
if they
before
would've
that,
kept
when
KD and
Curry and them
Draymond
were gone, when Clay and them were gone, they were still the 5th ranked defense. So like the numbers
Low,
prove it
do
for a
he
fact
still
that
think the
Draymond
Warriors would've won
aids
the
his
chip
team
with KD?
defensively immensely.
He's asking you if the Warriors would have won that with that KD team, but take off Draymond.
Oh yeah, probably so. Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Well, what does that mean? That's a dumb argument.
That's
they won
two
before
top
Kevin
three
Durant.
NBA
It means, hold on. It means that he was playing with 3 of the greatest players to ever shoot the basketball and play the game in the history of basketball.
So is Klay Thompson not a Hall of Famer as well?
Yes, Klay Thompson's a lock Hall of Fame.
But we win without Klay Thompson if you just have Steph, Draymond, and KD.
No.
Okay. Well,
Yes, you do. What? That's a dumb thing to
You're
say.
just
Yes,
wrong.
you do.
Like,
You
what do you
do
want me to do
win
about that?
with just them. Yes, you do.
Game 6 Clay. Don't forget about Game
Yo,
6.
somebody in the
Oh,
chat
Jesus
said
Christ. We didn't even go to a Game 6 in 2017. So what are we doing with Game 6?
Hey,
today?
2017.
That's a goddamn lie, Lo. That's a goddamn lie. Bro, they almost lost to Houston. The whole KD and the whole squad almost lost to the Houston
We
Rockets.
didn't play
with James
Houston in
Harden
2017. So what's your
Hold on.
point?
KD was on the squad. Stop
Okay,
lying.
and in 2017, we lost one game
They
in the
all
playoffs.
time out. Let's start right there. KD was on that team. They almost
Yes.
lost that series. If CP3 don't get
In
hurt, they lose that
2018,
series.
you asked. We
Let me
said,
keep
do they
going.
win without
Let me
Klay
keep cooking
Thompson?
you.
He was there for
Let
3
me
years.
keep cooking you. What about the year? What about the year KD and them played the Clippers without Kawhi, without Paul George, and they took them 6 games? You think if it was just him and Steph, they could have got through that snow? They'd have probably messed around and lost that series too.
What are you talking about?
Says what? What are you talking about?
The series where Pat Beverly and
Okay.
Lou Williams was giving them dudes the work, the business.
Yo, Ticket.
No, they
can I-
did not.
What's that got to
They
do
did
with Klay
not give
Thompson
them
and
the
Draymond Green?
business. What are you talking about?
We lost a
Bro,
couple
that series
games.
went 6 games. What are you talking about?
So that means it's the business. Okay.
6 games is the business
Pat,
now?
Hold on.
Ticket TV.
Hold on. Pat Beverly didn't lock up KD 2 games in that series, and everybody was like, yo, what's going on, KD? He was like, yo, I'm Kevin Durant. then came out and dropped 50. But they had
What's
Clay,
this got to
they
do
had
with what we
Clay,
were talking
they had
about?
Steph.
No idea what this has
I'm
to do
saying
with
to
what we're talking
y'all,
about at all.
if they didn't have all those guys, they don't win the Houston Rockets series when Chris Paul, and they could have lost that series against the Clippers.
What's this got to do
But they
with
won.
2017?
Wait. But they won the next year without Kevin Durant anyway against the Houston Rockets. So what does that have to do with anything?
No,
Bro, that was a
doesn't
year
count.
later. By
Yeah,
that
see?
time, that wasn't the same. That wasn't. They had already.
What?
Oh, come on, man.
What do you mean
That
it's a year later? That doesn't matter.
Hold
They
on,
still
Lo,
won.
Lo,
That wasn't the same Houston Rockets.
Okay, Lo, let me ask you a question. Do you think the Houston Rockets will win a series if Chris Paul never got hurt?
Said I can't. I need to jump in here because I can barely hear what he's saying.
Do the Warriors win in 2018 if Chris Paul doesn't go down?
Yes, I think the Warriors still will win.
Here, let me. I sent you the link, Low, in Discord.
I agree.
I'll be right back.
This is
I
why I don't
agree.
get.
We talked
can
about this
argue
earlier.
what actually happened, and all we are doing is arguing what could have happened that never happened, and that's what we're using to discredit players. It makes no sense. Let's talk about what actually happened, and then we actually have something that's not. Oh,
not
you
really
think this, well, I
discredited.
think this, and none of us can prove anything.
It's not really. I mean, Mars. Everything is opinionated, and nothing is true. So let's not start.
But we can actually talk about what happened.
We could talk about. We could talk about. That's a good conversation. They have a real possibility of winning that.
But we can't prove it. You think they win, I think they don't win. Now what?
I think that my proof is the belief of Chris Paul.
Come on here and tell me.
Okay, and my proof is the next year Chris Paul was there and they still lost.
But
now
that
what
wasn't
do
the
you do?
same
There's
team.
nowhere to
That
go.
wasn't the same team at all, Mars. And you know that wasn't the same caliber team which they was in 2018.
My whole point is
we
cannot prove something that didn't happen. That's my whole point. Why are we arguing stuff that never happened and trying to talk about it as if it is fact? It makes no sense.
We're just
talk about what happened.
We're making a
facts.
prediction. What you're basically saying is that we can't predict anything, Mars, just because
what
we don't
I'm
have
trying
anything
to say
base
is
off
we are
of.
trying to talk about how good or how teams could win without Draymond Green, without Klay Thompson, and we're basing it off of hypotheticals that never existed.
I'm not with that one. I'm
That's what we've been doing. That's what we're talking.
No, I'm not with that
about the Rocket series. It makes no sense.
Let's cut out the hypothetical. Why did Draymond Green look like a walking dump truck the year Klay got hurt? The 2 years Klay was out. That's a fact.
We had a top 5 defense the year we made the play.
No,
because of Draymond
pull
Green.
up Draymond's numbers that year. He was absolute doo-doo. Pull it up.
Okay, if you are going to tell me
Pull
that
it up.
Draymond
No.
Green...
You love to look at numbers. Pull up Draymond Green's numbers.
If you are going to tell me that Draymond Green is bad because of box score numbers, then what do you want me to say? Because then we're not debating anything. You're just going to talk about 7, 7, 7 or whatever.
The 2 years Klay was hurt.
What do you want me to say about them?
Bro, you love using numbers to defend all your little other arguments. But now
tell me one time. Okay, I love using numbers. Tell me one time where I've quoted the box score and said he averaged 8, 8, and 8, and that's why he's so good.
No.
If I love using numbers, tell me when I've used those numbers. Tell me. Enlighten. No. I'm saying. Tell me when I say those numbers. Tell me when I say those numbers. You say I love using numbers, but I never use those numbers. So tell me when.
Make your point, man.
Tell me when I've ever quoted a box score as using numbers. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me.
Hold on.
Tell me one time he averaged 8 assists. That means he was playing good. Tell me one time I've done that.
That's why I had to bring him in here.
Tell me one time. Tell me one time.
You're the same dude that said that Michael Jordan would have averaged the same as James Harden. And it's
what has that got to do with anything you're saying right now? Tell me one time I have used the box score to talk about someone playing good. Tell me one time. Tell me one time I have done that. Because you say something and then someone asks you for proof and then you start going on a new tangent. Because the moment you get asked for proof, you go crazy and realize, oh, I can't prove this shit. Let me go change the subject. That's what you do.
More than James Harden,
That's all you do. That's all you do. You say
dude
stuff with no
that
proof.
KD was better than Wilt Chamberlain without the rings, man. Come on, man.
I didn't say KD was better than Wilt Chamberlain. So there you go, lying again. Is that what you just keep doing?
You wasn't with Dell.
Dell said it. Dell said it, not me. I said I have Wilt Chamberlain above KD. So there you go, lying again. You just keep lying. Why
you wasn't co-signing it? You wasn't
No, because I literally told you I have Wilt Chamberlain above KD. So either you can tell the truth or you can keep lying. Which one do you want to do?
Hey, that's one thing you got right.
Okay, which one do you want to do? Do you want to keep lying or tell the truth? Because I can go tell the truth.
That's one thing you got right.
All you do is lie.
Hey, hold on. Where's Lowe at? Lowe said somebody lied. I dare Lowe to pull up Draymond Green stats the years Klay was hurt. Y'all don't want to do that.
You're the one using the box score. None of us are talking about the box score though.
No, I'm listening what I'm saying to you. Hold on. I'm using that because not only did they not make the playoffs, not only did they miss the playoffs, but he was a walking defecation on his numbers.
Oh.
Y'all keep talking about that defense.
Literally, the year in which Klay Thompson missed the entire season is the highest assist he's ever recorded with 9 assists. Not only that, they missed the playoffs because of a new rule that they implemented. But if any other season, they would have made the playoffs.
Rose said he was a
he averaged 7.7 rebounds, 9 assists, nearly 2 steals. That's what he averaged.
Oh, that's Hall of Fame numbers to you?
Yes, if it results in winning, yes.
Low, come on, man. Low. I respect your Hey, Low. I respect what you doing this shit too much, bro. For you to say that, bro. I respect what you do too much for you to say that, bro. Real talk, man. Come on, man. You know the difference between greatness and you know the difference between me.
Yes, and Draymond Green is literally one of the greatest defenders in the past 10 to 15 years.
Bro, who's been defending? Who's been since all the real G's left defensively? Who have been out there that's been great defense?
What real G's?
Competition in the league.
What does that mean? Giannis isn't playing defense?
Tony, no, hold on.
Real G's moving silence like lasagna. Shout out to Weezy.
Tony Allen, right? Ron Artest, right? Ben Wallace, right? Kevin Garnett, right? You want me to keep going?
Giannis doesn't play defense?
No, I said bro, listen. Who else is his competition?
Just keep saying Giannis and you're not answering that question.
That's Giannis? No, I'm saying who else league-wide is his competition?
Rudy Gobert plays defense.
Come on, man. You really
Kawhi Leonard plays defense.
He's a great
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis plays defense.
Hold on, Lo. Kawhi Leonard used to play defense in San Antonio.
And Draymond Green's been playing basketball for multiple years.
Yes, and Draymond was playing. When you say Kawhi was used to playing defense, when was he playing defense?
In San Antonio.
Name a year.
No, all until the year he got hurt and then left. He was playing defense.
So you mean when
Draymond won Defensive Player of the Year? That's what you saying?
He should have won. He begged for it.
He begged for it, but he
literally begged for the award.
He still won it and finished top 10 in MVP race that year. So yes, he was playing defense.
Lo, let me ask you this, Lo. Let me ask you this. So if that's the point, right? If he's so great, why he didn't win it multiple times like the all-time great defenders? Like Dwight Howard, like Ben Wallace, like Dikembe Mutombo, like all those guys.
You talking about real G's playing defense. Who was playing defense when Dwight was peaking?
What? Are you out your mind, bro?
Who was playing defense?
You had Kevin Garnett in the league. Hold on.
Kevin Garnett was there, but it's the same argument.
If Kevin Garnett's so great, if Kevin Garnett's so great, why does he only have one defensive player of the year?
KG only has one defensive player of the year as well.
Kevin Garnett wasn't playing defense.
Also, KG was way past his prime.
He only has one. No, he weren't playing defense.
I'm saying, Lo, listen what I'm saying to you, Lo. I'm saying it was so hard for dudes to make the all defensive or the NBA defensive player of the year awards because they have more competition defensively in the league.
Yo, you shouldn't answer what I just said. Dwight Howard has that many. Who was in the league playing defense? If your argument is that Draymond really don't play defense,
Kobe Bryant, Raja Bell. Do you want me to keep going down the list?
Raja Bell.
Oh, we could bring up the same points for the guys of today.
You can say the same thing about Draymond right now.
So is Matisse Thybulle. So is Drew Holiday. So is Herb Jones.
Yeah, there's several defenders right now. Drew Holiday is a noticeably better defender than Raja Bell.
I give you Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday is a noticeably better defender than Raja Bell.
I give you Drew Holiday. Listen, I give you Drew Holiday. I like Drew Holiday.
Marcus Smart is also a better defender than Raja Bell.
Man, Marcus Smart ain't, man. Come on, man. All that flopping and stuff. Man, come on, bro. Come on, man. That's defense.
Yes. And Bruce Bowen wasn't flopping. Bruce Bowen wasn't flopping.
No, he didn't pull up. But low.
Was Bruce Bowen flopping?
But he was also D'ing up.
So was Marcus Smart.
Well, okay. So what happened in the finals?
Oh my God. So by that logic, and to be fair, Marcus Smart was he wasn't really partially, but he was defending Curry and Curry.
Lo, did he slow anybody down? That's all I'm asking you, Lo.
No, Curry was cooking.
I know, but by that logic,
I ain't saying stop nobody. Hey, you're on Hezzy. I ain't saying stop nobody. I'm saying you the defensive player of the year. Did you even slow anybody down? Was it even a challenge?
But by that logic, by that logic, then like who did Raja Bell slow down Kobe Bryant in 2006 in the playoffs?
Yeah, hey, he was doing a damn good job.
No. Did he slow him down?
Bro, that's Kobe being Bryant.
This is Stephen Curry.
No. But here's the difference, though. Kobe Bryant was. Hold on. Here's the difference. Kobe Bryant was 6'6". How tall was Rajah Bell? So Kobe could just shoot over Rajah Bell, right or wrong.
Rajah Bell was like
Rajah Bell was 6'6", I thought.
Rajah Bell was 6'5". There's 1 inch difference. It's 1 inch.
Rajah Bell was about 6'4". I seen him in real life. He about 6'4", 6'3".
And Kobe in real life is 6'5". It's 1 inch.
Nah, I got Kobe about 6'6".
Okay. We're talking about a difference in 2 inches
actually
here.
stood next to Kobe. He's probably
hey, Lo, but if you, Lo, I know you know the game, but guess what? If you on the court, that matters. Hey, those 2 or 3 inches matter, bro. With reach, length, all that matters, man.
I'm not saying it don't matter, but we're talking about the same height here. They're all relatively the same height.
Okay, Lo, this all I'm saying to you. So this is my question to you, dog. What is your requirement when you look at a dude and you say, okay, let me ask you, do you think Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
For sure, first ballot.
Okay, I do too. All right. So Shaq just said he don't think Dwight's a Hall of Famer. We know that's hate, right? Okay, that's hate, right? But how do some people think that Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer, but Dwight ain't?
Who thinks that outside of Shaq?
Wait. Nobody's saying that outside of Shaquille O'Neal.
No. Hey, Hezzy, hold on. Hezzy, you put up a poll on your channel.
First of all, no, stop. You need to ask Shaq if he thinks is Draymond a Hall of Famer, yes or no, and then based off of that, you can go on.
No, he's already said no. But I'm saying yes, he's already said it. No, I'm saying you can put a poll on your show after this show and ask how many of these people think Dwight's a Hall of Famer. You'll be surprised at the results.
90+% are going to say he's a Hall of Famer.
And why got to be after this show? JD, put this up.
Top 75. They didn't put him in top 75, man. Come on, man.
That's not a Hall of Famer though. Top 75.
I'm saying.
But no, you're not. But you're saying 2 different criteria. Top 75 is a higher criteria than Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
Should have been top 75 as well.
He should have been. But Tracy McGrady is a Hall of Famer, and he didn't make top 75. So it's a different criteria.
Hold on, Low. I told old boy that Tracy McGrady should not have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. He should have got in. If he got in, he should have got in the same amount of time that it took Chris Webber and them guys to get in. That's how I feel about him.
But that's not the point that I'm making. The point I'm making is that you claiming that Dwight didn't make top 75 is not the criteria of making the Hall of Fame, because there were Hall of Famers
I just said
that didn't make top 75.
I said that to show you the type of disrespect they were putting on his career, bro.
But he's still a Hall of Famer, though.
Right? Come on. I think that. You think that. If you ask the majority of the people, they have real questions of whether or not they think
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. 90% of people are going to tell you he's a Hall of Famer.
Literally 90%.
92.
That was fire.
We're doing it right. We're doing a poll right now. 92% saying that.
Put up the poll on your channel after this.
The poll right now
is going right now.
They just did 92%.
Yeah, everybody don't. I'm talking about, man. Listen, man.
I can go on Twitter right now and get tens of thousands of votes, and I promise you, 90+% are going to say Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer.
Facts.
First ballot. No one knows anything.
Wait, hold on, Ticket. I'm confused. So you think Dwight's a Hall of Famer, but you are saying the majority of people don't?
Man, they were arguing about whether he was a Hall of Famer or not on ESPN.
No, Shaq was saying that. Nobody else.
That's why we can't take
Shaq. No. Shaq is TNT. I'm talking about on ESPN on the NBA show. They were arguing whether or not he was even a Hall of Famer.
Were they arguing it, or was it just a topic of conversation?
No, it was a topic. They were asking, was he a Hall of Famer? You had half the panel say they didn't think he did enough. And it was like,
who was on that panel? Who's on that panel?
I think it was Stephen A. Snitch. It was what's the girl's name? This is back in the day. I think it was Rachel Nichols. It was before she got fired. It was I think it might have been.
You mean Max Kellerman
on that panel? Nah, Max wasn't on it. This is the one that comes on like before the games.
Oh, before the game. Okay.
I mean, ESPN.
Yeah, this is the one that come on like this is the one that come on in the afternoons, like in the afternoons before the games on ESPN. I think it's the NBA Today show or the Countdown. I can't remember.
Can we get a Draymond Green?
I got you.
But Ticket, I think ESPN they'll always have topics where it's like it's off the wall as well.
No, but I'm not saying just a topic.
I think that's a topic that a lot of people don't agree with.
I'm saying you have people that's on there that don't think that he was a Hall. Listen, and they base it off of And for example, Euro and Hezzy just told me, he just questioned me on whether or not Grant Hill was a Hall of Famer. You know why he said that?
No, I did not do that. I did not do that.
So what did you say then?
we was talking about Bradley Beal. I just asked you. I just asked you, why is Bradley Beal not a Hall of Famer, and Grant Hill is, based off of the fact that what they brought to the game. That's what you're talking about. The impact on the game, and the impact that Grant Hill had on the Pistons it doesn't matter, because that's exactly the same impact that Bradley Beal has had on whatever team that he's playing. Yes.
Hold on. You don't think
they ain't win shit?
You don't think
they ain't win nothing?
You don't think? I'm not saying, bro. I'm not saying that. I'm saying to you, listen.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't, so do you think that Grant Hill's a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
But do you think Bradley Beal's a Hall of Famer?
I don't know yet. It's not over.
But you agree with me then right now?
No. What? How?
From the last context bender, for sure.
Gotcha.
No. Just because shit is in progress, this dude is wilding, bro. Just because things are in progress. Look, that's why you smiling and shit, bro. You see that? You slick. But nah, man. Just because shit is in progress don't mean that that's actually my opinion on this.
So what in your opinion?
I'm saying I'm holding out, is what I'm saying.
What I'm saying. So what do you think he has to do to be a Hall of Famer? Bradley
Who?
Beal. Left in his career. What do you think he has to do to be?
Well, winning obviously helps, but that's exactly what I'm talking about, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we're talking about with Draymond too, because the original argument came from the Draymond situation, right? We're talking about, is Draymond a Hall of Famer or not?